which happens every Saturday, and it is for the new people. Welcome here, and it's very good that you're here on a Saturday afternoon. You could have done a lot of other things, but it tells that you are really, really, really serious about your career. So, what is the plan? Like, is what I'm going to do? That who am I? Let me take you all through that, and I'll share my screen and let me take you all through that. Okay, so let me share my screen because a lot of you don't know me actually. Okay, so one sec. Let me see whether I'm live. Hello all. Okay, so yeah, so I'm live. So one sec. I'm also watching it on the mobile. Okay, so this is about me. This is about me, and I'm also a writer. I'm an author of some technical books, some five technical, six technical books, and five of them were been given by a top, means released by a top publisher like known as A-Press. Okay, it is live on LinkedIn also. But if you're there on YouTube, please do watch on YouTube. I will tell that to people on LinkedIn, like please do watch on YouTube. So it's much better to watch on YouTube. Yes, I'll tell that later on. Okay, so that is okay. So this is about me. I have a very big LinkedIn family. Thank you all for that. And I'm a corporate trainer, means most of my days goes into corporate trainings only. But I was not always like that. And I'm a founder at TWD, where you're watching this thing. Okay, so I'm a founder here, and thank you, a lot of people are joining, thanks. Okay, so yeah, so I'm a founder here, and right now I am based out of Bhopal. It is MP, but I have spent most of my career in metros, like 15 years, like 4 years in Mumbai, no, 12 years in Mumbai and 4 years in Bangalore. So I have worked in almost every big company out there. Okay, so I have worked there, and past 1 year I'm a full time corporate trainer, YouTuber, whatever you say. Okay, so I have my own company because we have our own teachers also. So those teachers also is there, and today one of the teacher, Hari, is going to do the rest of the session. I will be doing till HTML. Okay, what I'm going to do, I will tell. Okay, so this is the JavaScript teacher and founder at TWD, and but I was not always doing that. For the past, in September 2021, I quit my full time job at Innomax, which was as an associate architect. I was means associate architects at the top of the technical knowledge. Okay, and I have worked in. It is not possible to enable caption because it is live. So live, how YouTube will understand that caption will be enabled. So it will not be possible to enable caption because we are telling it live. Okay, so live caption is not possible. Okay, caption maybe when the live is over, you can see the caption. So at that time, YouTube algorithm will give the caption. So caption not possible right now. Okay, because we are live. Okay, there's no recording. I'm live, I can hear. So a lot of people do the recording and say they're live, but it is live. So I will read the names also: Ajit Kumar, Indra Reddy, Ithrish Mohammed. Okay, so we are live. So see, I'm reading the real names out there. Okay, so that is there. And one sec. Okay, so one sec. Okay, so no problem. So I have to see this, who was typing something. Okay, so what is the plan? So this is about me, as I was telling. So I have worked as a last job was in Bangalore till August 2020. Because September 2020 I started my company, and I worked in IBM, I worked in L&T Input, I worked in JP Morgan, which is the biggest bank in US. I worked started my career with a government company known as CDAC. So this is all about me, and we have a fully registered company. And okay, so it is live on LinkedIn also. So let me do one thing. Okay, so this is live on YouTube, LinkedIn, but please do come to our YouTube to see it. Okay, so that is it, and this is about the company. We have a fully registered company, TWD. It is actually registered in Bangalore because I started from there. So that is, but I'm based in completely in Bhopal. So that is that TWD. We have around means three partners right now. Like two other teachers are there, and one community manager is there. So we are a big small startup. So that is there, and you see a lot of them here and there now. And as I have told that you will all, as I've told that what will be the structure right now. So the structure will be like we're going to complete HTML completely. HTML will be completed completely, because HTML we don't think it should take more than means 45 minutes or 1 hour. Okay, that will be completely. But CSS and JavaScript will only touch the surface. Why we're going to touch the surface? Because CSS and JavaScript take at least CSS takes at least 5 hours to teach, and JavaScript also takes around 5 hours to teach. So those 5 hours we teach on our channel also. Every month we have this kind of a loop in which we teach the CSS, in which you teach the JavaScript, all those things are teach, and that is not continuously, but that is like every day we have 1 hour or 1.5 hours are there. Okay, so that is there. And 1 sec. Okay, so I mean live. Okay, so yeah. So one more thing. So attendance will be taken 2 times. One will be attendance will be given at around 3:30 p.m. and one will be given towards the end like 5:30 or 5:45. So these two attendance forms you have to fill. You have to fill to get a certificate. See, whenever you will get a certificate, I'm going to promote you heavily. Like I'm going to promote you like this JavaScript Advanced or Master certificate. This is also one of the certificate which I've given. And whoever give their LinkedIn profile, see, we ask for 2 3 things. One is the name. You give your name, email should be okay, email should be perfect, because in this email only you're going to get the certificate, and certificate you'll get by Sunday night, you'll get. Okay, at that time you're going to get. So that is there. Then it is mandatory. See, we are doing so much for free, so we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel also, and Instagram also. We have a very good Instagram account in which we talk technical things, not some song and dance, but technical things, which is very important for your career. Okay, so something like I have more than 16 years of experience in IT, so I'm still a corporate trainer, and I cannot take the name, but I teach in top 10 IT companies in India. Okay, I take trainings in those, so I know what has been right now, what is the things which are related. Okay, what things which the IT company wants. Okay, a lot of you people were telling that, okay, I know, means I was seeing some of the chats which mainly our awesome like group awesome people, like from a team they maintain. I just go and see that, and I was seeing that a lot of people were telling, okay, that I know Java, I know Python, I know this thing. No, none of those things are required. Actually, none of those things will give you a job ever. Like Java will never give you a job, Python will never give you a job, PHP will never give you a job. So why they will not? And why I am the good people to say this? I am the right people to tell this, because I have this much experience, and I quitted my associate architect job. That was the top of my career, associate architect job, and then also I'm a corporate trainer right now, teaching in top 10 service based company, one of the top 10 service based company also I teach in India. And services companies are very good because they take like engineers who don't know anything, and they teach them their like things are very good. Um Infosys, they have 6 month training, which is like the one of the best training in the world. Okay, so those things are there, so I know what is required in the industry. So I will, for the next 5 10 minutes, I will also tell what is required in the industry. And one thing I want to tell before only, that we have like our courses also, I'm going to tell about that also. But one more thing is that we teach everything for free on YouTube also. If you want to learn everything for free on YouTube, you can learn everything on free on YouTube. You don't need to go to any of our batches. We have batches every 2 months, but you don't need to go to anywhere. But the batches, the best thing is that there is mentorship. But if you don't want, you go learn everything from YouTube. Even today I'm going to teach you the exact path which you have to take, because a lot of people have agreed to what I have said, and they are taking that path. So that path also you can learn. Okay, so that is there. So as I've told, 2 attendance forms will be given, and please try to give your LinkedIn profile. Why your LinkedIn profile? Because if you're going to LinkedIn profile, you will be benefited. Why you will be benefited? Because I'm going to promote those people, I'm going to tag those people. I think most of you are on Instagram, you know what is tagging means. I'm going to tag those people who give their LinkedIn profile. And see, these people like Sidhu, Kavya, they haven't given their LinkedIn profile. So these people have given their LinkedIn profile. So when I do this thing, when I promote people like this, what happens? Like magic happens actually. Why? Because see, I am an influencer. Why I am an influencer? I have this many connection, 24,000 connection. 24,000 connection is a lot in LinkedIn. And my connection are not like some fake thing like I have buy. I have worked very hard on LinkedIn for the past 4 years to create this many connections. It is not easy to have that many connections. And my connections have almost everyone. Like all the startup people in Bangalore, all the very big people. I was having offer from Google and all. Okay. But I wanted to be a trainer, so I left all those things. So in my network, there are Google HR are also there, Microsoft HR are there, Uber HR are there. A lot of people are there. So when I tag someone, it goes to so many people. And I will tell you one thing: people don't tag for free, because I know those things. The influencers, they take at least 3 to 4 thousand for one post, and I am going to tag everyone for free. Who is going to attend this workshop on Monday, and who is going to fill this attendance form, and who is going to give his correct LinkedIn ID. I need a LinkedIn ID. Okay, so LinkedIn is a very good platform. In India it is like everything. In India it is like everything. So yeah, we teach JavaScript. I see this. I think you've seen that JavaScript Live also we teach. JavaScript Live will actually start. I think I have to check my calendar and let me think. Yeah, JavaScript Live this week actually CSS Live was done. Next week JavaScript Live will be there at 8:30 p.m. IST. So do please be in the WhatsApp groups you are there. We will post everything there. So you're if you're not in the WhatsApp group, okay, let me do one thing. I will do one thing. I'll give if you are not from our WhatsApp group, I will give that because you'll come to know whatever we are doing. We do a lot. Like every day something is there live on YouTube. Okay, on a YouTube channel, every day something live is there. And JavaScript also we have like certification program, but JavaScript is a long big thing. So we have like a 4-day class, 1.5 hours each day. We have that. So okay, so I think that hope it's answered that thing. So you can join the WhatsApp group. So if you have not joined the WhatsApp group, please do join the WhatsApp group. Okay, let me also tell it here. Join the please join the WhatsApp group, and that is there. Okay, so now I want to tell one thing. Like even we were starting, I want to tell one thing. There are 3 secrets to become a web app developer. See, everybody, as I was telling, this is a very important thing. So don't tell that this is not important. This is actually very important because as I was telling, I was looking into the WhatsApp group chat, and people are like they don't know anything. What is required in the industry in their colleges? They teach them like Java and C++. Who learns Java and C++? There are no jobs in Java and C++. Okay, so why we are going to learn Java? And most of my students are like they're not from IT background also. If you're from IT background, there is no harm in that. But most of my students are like from someone who's from electronics background, someone is from mechanical background. So if you learn Java, you don't have any job. So someone today only was telling that if there is a fresher and learning Java. Java, even if there are jobs, they are there for 3 to 4 years experience people, not for freshers, because the world has moved away from Java 10 years back when Facebook was invented. Okay, I will come to that. Okay, let me show that first. Because what is web development? I always tell everyone to do web development or web app development, to be precise, web app development. Why? See, web app development, because and web app development with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And we teach all these things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And if you want, you can learn Angular also instead of React. But I will not suggest to learn Angular. First learn React. If you have time, then learn Angular. So why all these things? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Because these things are created used to make web apps. What is this web apps? Web apps are the thing. The thing which I'm using right now. This is a web app. This is not like some external tool. This is known as a mind map, and this is like I have logged into this, so it has got a login functionality. This is a very complicated piece of software, and this is known as web app, and this is what we teach you to create. Okay, and this is what is required in the industry right now. So this is my Mac Windows. Like I hardly have any app. So even if you're on Windows, who uses app nowadays? Nobody uses app nowadays. Nobody, literally nobody uses, because 10 years back everybody used to app for everything. There was an app like a exe we used to download 10 years back, everything. But nowadays nobody uses that. Facebook changed everything in 2010 when everything converted to web app. This is a Google form. Okay, this is a Google form. This is completely online. I will just give it to you, this thing, send and give it to you. You'll fill the attendance, and this will come to me in a nice Excel sheet. What is this? This is a magic which we never thought that it can be done 10 years back. So these are known as web apps. This is not a website. Google is not a website. LinkedIn is not a website. It's a complicated thing. Why does Google gives its engineers 1 crore rupees starting salary? Why does Facebook give like 50 lakh starting salary? For that reason only. This is not easy to maintain all these things. And in these sites, the main work is for a front end developer. There is a lot of back end work is also there. So, but a front end developer, see, you see so many things are there. See, when you hit some endpoint, you get the post. When you come to LinkedIn or maybe Facebook is also like this, you can post something, it will go to your post. You can see all those things. So what is this? These are all web apps. The world has moved to web apps a long time, and you will all have heard about startups, Shark Tank India, Shark Tank India. Okay, what is that? What are these startups? What are these startups? Do these startup create some like desktop app? No, they create a web app. You go to anywhere, like maybe a very good startup like Cred. Like, what is a Cred? Cred is a very big startup. So what is this? This is what? This is a web app. This is a web app. They have very good app also, mobile app also. But nowadays most people don't use mobile app. These are all web apps. You can do everything from here. I yesterday I purchased some stock from my Grow account. It is like from a desktop, not also from mobile app. I purchased it from a website. It is not a website, it's a web app. The complicated things are there. It was not possible to buy all those things through a website. Like SDFC security, these are web apps. Okay, these are web apps. So if someone is telling that, okay sir, if there is job in Python, if there is job in, no, there are not any jobs there. Only jobs in this thing, only jobs in HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React.js, and maybe Angular, because Google still supports Angular. But then also, except Google, everything is React. Like this LinkedIn is React, like Facebook is React, and every other big website, like what is the FANG company, everything is a React. Front end is React, and there are most number of job in a front end developer. So if you're not from an IT background, learn this thing and come to this. Okay, come become a web app developer. All the startups, all the mid-range company, all the big company, even enterprise. So I worked in a lot of enterprise software. I created a software which was like a Uber kind of software for a American railway company, because they want to have that for their drivers. For their drivers, they wanted to have some Uber kind of app. So that we created, and that was a web app. That was a web app, and that was internally used. So enterprise apps are something which is not for the public. So you will not go to that American site like and enter it. Okay, no, only the employee can access that thing. So they are enterprise. They are known as enterprise softwares. Like they are like heavy thing. Enterprise software. All enterprise software nowadays are made in web apps only. So they are not some exe or something. I was working on iCard app, like an iCard app for a big company. I leaded that thing, and that iCard app, like when you go to a company, there is a lot of onboarding process. Like your iCard will get printed and all those things. Those things are not simple, and everything was web app. But 10 years back, everything used to be like some desktop app and all those things. Okay, so now everything is web app. So the most number of jobs are here only. So that is there. You have to learn these things. And now what else? What else? Like if you're from a non-IT background, then what? And we are going to soon start. After this only, we're going to start with HTML, because I don't want to just keep on telling. Whoever have to hear, they will hear. They will hear us. They will follow us, because I always keep on telling this thing. And I will tell one more thing. Like a lot of people are now following what I'm telling. Okay, so as I've told, I will tell the 3 secrets to become a web app developer, or a developer as well. So you have to do networking. What is networking? Networking means you have to go down LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. This nobody will tell you. No institute will tell you to do networking, because if you become good in networking, you will not ask for a job. Job will come after you. Opportunity comes after me, because I have such a big LinkedIn profile. It is not like just like me. I help all of my interns. I help all of my partners to have a very good LinkedIn presence. Like we recently took a very good intern, like VHAR Bhargava. Okay, so he's comes to my place and see his profile. You see his profile. It is so much optimized, and he's from Hyderabad, but he did a physical batch at Bhopal. I do physical batches also in Bhopal. So what we ask people to do, okay, so he recently got this internship. So what we ask people to do, we ask people to not only update their profile, LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is the main place to get a job. Okay, so no other. Okay, so why it is not that? Okay, so I'm going to show all activities. See this, his post. See his post. See, created some like nice site. So this is known as coding in public. This thing has also got a term, coding in public. So he created this nice website and shared a video for that. So this is what we tell people to do: share a video for this. So he shared his code and shared what he created, like this, like fake API story created. Okay, so this is what it is there. He created this nice, like it is, he created in React. Okay, like a e-commerce site he created in React. He has become very good actually, and I just promoted him like by like this, tagging him back. So this is what we want people to do. So this is what is meant by like networking. You grow your network. I have asked him. I'm telling a secret. Like it's open. Like I asked him to add 50 people every week. Okay, so I'm telling everything. Even I have a video on YouTube for how to grow yourself on LinkedIn. Okay, so you can see that. So I've asked him to add 50 people every day, and he's adding 50 people. Now he has had got a lot of like how much he have got. Let me check. I have not checked. So yeah, 983 followers is a lot of followers. Most of you might not be even having a LinkedIn profile. I know that thing, because half of you are going to feel that you don't have a LinkedIn profile. I know that also, because we get this all these things. So this is like a lot of my, like we're doing this for a past like more than a year now. Okay, so that is there. You have to be Twitter also is okay, and we do a Instagram also. Instagram, you can do some Instagram dev thing, but I will suggest like do it on LinkedIn. And Facebook groups, you cannot promote something, but join the Facebook groups like for developers and all. You get a lot of freelancing projects there. Okay, so that is there. And then you have to do some daily actions, which is like code 2 hours daily. It is a must. Code 2 hours daily is a must. Okay, and if you're from an IT background, non-IT background, doesn't matter. Bhargava was not from an IT background. Okay, if you go to his, this was his last job. Okay, and he passed in 2015 as a mechanical engineer. As a mechanical engineer, he passed, and then he was doing some mechanical job for this much time, and then he has a gap, and then he came to us. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so this is all about. So, and one more thing. So what I'm there, so you have to code 2 hours, and there are some challenges are there, which is one of the challenges like 100 days of code challenge. Okay, so this is a very good challenge, and there is something like a 30 days of code challenge also. A lot of people like they believe in what I do. This is a very good code challenge. If you have time, please do this challenge. There is a person, actually I don't know means whether I will get him right now. Okay. Hmm. Don't remember. A lot of people are there who are like okay, okay, hash 30 days, 30 days code challenge. Okay, there is a shorter version also there, which is known as 30 days of code challenge. So you can do that 30 days of code challenge also. You can do. A lot of people here actually are okay. It is not coming right now. Okay, a lot of people have believed in us and started doing that 30 days of code challenge or 100 days of code challenge. A very tough challenge, because you have to code continuously for 30 days. Okay, so that is there. And so let's get started now with HTML. And as I've told, I will give you all the okay. So not this will be given later on. This is attendance number 1, copy, and attendance 1 is there. Attendance 1 I'll give, and maybe I will give on LinkedIn also, and because LinkedIn doesn't goes from here, and then I will start as a sec. So let's get started with HTML now. Okay. Okay, no problem. I'm not able to see much of the thing. Okay, so here, what is HTML? HTML stands for hypertext markup language, and it is the basic structure which is required. Okay, one sec. I think I forgot to do one thing. Sorry for that. So before coding, I want to do a system preferences. One sec. Because you might something should was is getting cut actually. One sec. Okay, now it is okay. Okay, so Yeah, so HTML is a must for starting, because everything will have a structure, then only will start. But for HTML, we are not going to add like use it in Notepad plus plus. Earlier, people used to work a lot in Notepad plus plus, but nowadays nobody should work on there. And please fill the attendance form. It is mandatory to fill the attendance form. Okay, so that is there to get the certificate, or else you will not get the certificate. Then please don't ask. And nowadays, what we do it in VS Code. So there is a thing known as a VS Code, and it's a very lightweight code editor. Even my students who have like 4 GB of RAM and I think fifth generation or fourth generation, they were able to use it. This is a very lightweight code editor. Don't worry about it, that it will not run, it will run anyways. And just download it. And for Windows also, you can download it. If you have any problem, you can see we have a video, we can share that video with that. For Windows also, it is very easy. It's a desktop application that you can do next, and it will get installed on a system. So once it is getting installed, then what I need to do, you need to open it. So it will be opened like this. Let me make it a bit smaller. Half of it and half of it like this. Okay, so we are starting with HTML now. So one sec. Why? One sec. Okay, so it was not even sharing the complete thing. Okay, now it is sharing complete. Okay, as I was telling that there was some issue, I forgot to do. Okay, so when this is open, this VS Code is open, then what to do? Then you have to go here, and it is telling me to open a folder. Okay, maybe I will create a folder, and I will create a folder in my desktop, like new folder, HTML basics. I'll do. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to click it, and I'm going to drag it like here and put it here. And so the HTML basic folder will be done. So this HTML basic folder is done. Now we are going to work on it. So how we're going to work on it? We're going to create a file. So all the programming languages have some extension. Like even the JPG have extension. JPG, like images, have extension of JPG and all. So programming languages also have an extension. So we are going to do that. Okay. So like this, I will have a index.html because HTML files are with starts with this index.html. Okay, so that is there. Now here I can click this to close it. So what is the benefit of having VS Code and not writing in some Notepad plus plus and all? So I can use a lot of shortcuts here. So one of the shortcut is like having not. This not I will do not, and then I will press the tab. I will press the tab after this. Okay, I will press the tab, and if I press the tab, see all the HTML structure. This is known as HTML structure. All the HTML structure will be shown, and it is this. What is the structure all about? So let me talk about that. So first thing is that you will seeing that this doc type HTML. So doc type HTML, your Instagram ID, your ID, you need to write in that. And I know my ID. So definitely your ID you have to write, not my ID. Your ID. Okay, so that is there. And please don't tell that you don't have an Instagram thing, because okay, one sec. Okay, so yeah, so here this is doctype HTML. So doctype HTML means this is HTML version 5. HTML version 5. Doctype HTML means it is HTML. So why you're telling here? I don't need it here. Okay, I don't LinkedIn here. I don't need it here. Okay, LinkedIn, what I need to write, Please don't ask like so many questions. Like it is LinkedIn. You have to write your profile. What else? I will. I don't want my profile. Okay. So let me tell again. And so like if you need so much handholding, it will be difficult. So you go to your profile and you click it here, and then you paste it like this. What is this? Okay, here I have to do, I think whatever is there means it is not showing me. You paste this thing, in your LinkedIn profile. Okay, like this you paste it like this. Okay, I will mention that like this you have to paste it your LinkedIn profile. Not, please don't paste my LinkedIn profile. I know my LinkedIn profile, I know my Instagram. And please don't paste it here also. It is of no use if you paste it here. We want it on the form. So what we are going to do it here. Okay, so that is there. So why I will wait till you fill your form? You fill your form na. Why I will wait? You fill your form. So this is like some weird kind of request. Why I will wait? Okay, so because we don't have time, we have to finish it by 6. And if you want to, this is will be there on YouTube. If you want to see, you can go back to the YouTube and watch it again. Okay, so that is there. So it is not going anywhere else. It will be there on YouTube. So this doctor HTML. So as I've tell, this doctor HTML means this is HTML version 5. HTML version 5. HTML is governed by a committee known as W3C. So there are different versions of HTML, and doctor HTML is required. It tells that it's a HTML version 5. Then we have something like HTML lang equal to en. So it means it's English. And HTML tags, you'll see that it has got a starting and the ending. Starting and ending. So HTML lang equal to English is having a starting and ending. And then we have a head and the body. So this head and the body are important. So in the HTML, starting and ending, we have this head and body. So head is something related to do with whatever is written here. And there is something meta. I'm come back to this. And body is the main part. All the website, these things is coming from the body. So what is this meta? What is this meta? So meta is something related to SEO. You all might have heard the word SEO, search engine optimization. Meta is something related to that, and it is not used by developer mainly. It is so please don't ask any question related to your career here. So that those are right now it is not answered. BPharm student can apply for jobs in IT. So I think I have already told, if a mechanical engineer can get a job in IT, why cannot you get? And that is what we help people to do. So mechanical engineer are not from ITs. Okay, so we have helped to get a lot of mechanical engineers in IT. IT doesn't mean that thing. Okay, the problem is, the only problem will be that you will not be able to work in work initially. I am telling initially this word. Initially in companies like Infosys, TCS, and all those things, you have to start your career with startups. Okay, so that will be the only difference. Later on, when you have experience, and if your parents want you to work in some big like name, like a lot of people want to work for Tatas and all, but they don't pay anything, they pay nuts. Like you will get paid 15,000 only. So then you can go and work for Tata, okay, TCS and Infosys. But initially, if you are not from an IT background, you cannot work for Infosys, TCS, and all those service companies. You have to start your career with a startup, or if you are very talented, you have to start with Google and all. They take 10th pass also. Okay, so that is there. So yeah, so I'm not going to answer much questions, because questions like it will take a lot of time. This is like a workshop in which we teach a lot. Questions, if you have, you can ask on the WhatsApp groups links I have given. You can ask there. If you have time, some of my teacher will answer. Okay, so questions will be there, answered there. Okay, so this head part is there. Head part, in the head part, what happens in the head part, you will get something as title. So I will write a HTML basics here, HTML basics here, and this meta and all are there. So meta, as I told, it is for SEO. Like every site has got an SEO. This is the digital marketing thing. SEO is a digital marketing thing. And whenever you go to Google and search for something, this is because of SEO, because there are Google bots which searches all the sites. So if you have a good keyword here in your site, it will rank higher in Google. So we, as I've told, we don't teach that thing. This comes under digital marketing. So this title is there, but the main thing is the body. Main thing is the body for us. And the body, if I will have two tags. HTML is all about learning about different tags. One is the H1 tag, and everything has starting and ending. H1, I will write HTML crash course, and then I will write a P and in the P I will put anything. Maybe I will put this thing. I'll put this thing in the P. I will save it, and this is done. Then what I am going to do, I have to open this thing. So where is it? So it is here, like HTML basics. I'll go and I will double click on it, and it will open me in my Safari, which I don't like. So I'll right click and open with Chrome, because I am working on Chrome. So it will open this. So this is the website. Okay, as I have told, this is the website. See this HTML basics, it is written in the title, and this crash course, it is like a big text, and this P, this is there. But before moving forward, we are going to look into one more thing. We're going to look into one more thing before moving forward, and that is, we are not going to use it like this. What is the problem with that? So see, suppose I have another P, and in this P, okay, I just maybe I will, suppose I close this thing. Okay, so I'm having another P. So in this P, I will put, okay, in this P I will put, like I have not given this VS code is not there. So I want to have some dummy text. So what dummy text? There is a dummy text known as the lorem ipsum. Okay, there is dummy text known as lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum. So this dummy text is lorem ipsum. What is this dummy text lorem ipsum? So this is a very old kind of a text, and with this text, what is there? It was like a 200 years back, when people didn't have dummy text and all, when the newspaper was actually introduced. So people wanted some dummy text to see how it is coming. So that lorem ipsum was generated there. It seems like a real text, but it's a dummy text. And we are fortunate that in VS Code there is a generator, lorem ipsum generator. We can directly do a lorem and write a tab, and it will generate it. I will save it, and so it is there. But I have saved it, but it is not showing. What is not showing? It is not showing anywhere. It is not showing. So now, why it is not showing? Because if we change anything, we have to refresh it. Okay, we have to refresh it, and I have to refresh it, and then it will be done. Then it will done. So I don't want to refresh it every time. So how to do that? How to not use a refreshing? So there are some small programs in VS Code, which you can install, and one of the small program is known as a live server. It is very easy to install. You just have to go there and go in this tab, search for live, and this you have to install it. You have to just install it. For me, is the disable is coming, for you install is coming, and it will just install it. Okay, it will install it. Then I will go to this index.html, right click and open with live server, or I can click from here also, go live. So I'll click here, go live, and it will unfortunately open in VS Code. I don't like it, so I will take it, and not in VS Code, in Safari. Okay, so then I'll go here, and put it here. So what is the benefit of it? The benefit, okay, why it is showing so small? Okay. Okay. So what is the benefit of it? The benefit of it is like, if I see, suppose if I delete this thing and I save it, see, it will be automatically refreshed. But it is not refreshed here. I have to go here and manually refresh it. So that is a bad thing. So that's why we are not going to use it. We are going to use like this with the live server, even for HTML project. So this is there. Then the next thing which we are going to learn is going to start from, like, we have learned what is this heading tag, what is this paragraph tag. So this heading tag are not one, but heading tags are 5 heading tags are there. So H2 is there, then H3, H4, and H5 is there. Okay, so these things are there. I will save it, and see, all these things are coming. And like this paragraph also, I will do this paragraph, and do this again lorem, and it will write it like this. Lorem, it will write. But one thing to notice here is that everything is coming in its own line. Like the H1 is coming in its own line, paragraph is coming in its own line. Whether it could have come in the same line, this one could have come here, this one could have come here, this one could have come here, everything could have come in one line. And this paragraph also could have started from here, but it is coming in different line, because these are known as inline elements. There are two kinds of tags in HTML. One is inline tags, one is uh, no, this is known as block level block elements, and one is inline. So one is inline tags. So inline tags we are going to learn next. So the inline tag is like Okay, before going to inline tag, I want to tell one more thing. So there are a lot of time you require to add some comment in the code for the other developers. So how do we add comment in HTML? So I will write HTML, no, not HTML, it is like heading tag tags, and I'll select it and do a control backslash. Similarly here I'll do paragraph tag, and I will select it and do a control backslash, and I'll save it, and you'll see that it is not showing here. It is not showing here. It is not showing here because this is a comment which is meant for developers only. So it is not showing here. So that is there. So as I told, the next tag which we are going to learn is the link tag. Link tag, or it is also known as anchor anchor tag. It is also known as anchor tag. So I'll come here and do a control backslash, and it's a very popular tag like a tag. A I will do, and in this a I can give any site. Okay, and this href is there, so I can go and give my blogging site like this here, and I will write TWD blog. I will write, and I will save it, and now it has been shown. And now what is there? I will click here, and it will take to my blog site. So this is what is it is all about. It will take to my blog site. Okay, but it is, you might be saying that it is opening in the same tab. So this is not a good thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my, maybe I will add my LinkedIn profile in the next. So, and there is something here which is known as target equal to underscore flank, and it is like this. It is coming, and when I click it, see, it will open in a new tab. It will open in a new tab. So that is the main thing. It is opening in a new tab. Target equal to underscore blank. It is coming because of target equal to underscore blank, and it is always beneficial for it to be opened in a new tab, not the same thing. Okay, so that is there because again for SEO purposes and all. And one more thing here is that anchor tags are known as inline elements. See, I have given two anchor tags, but it is not coming in the next line. It is coming in the same line. So this is the anchor tag. Okay, so they come in the same line. And we're teaching all the important tags. You don't have to learn HTML outside this. Okay, so after this, what we are going to learn, we are going to learn. Okay, we're going to learn the list. So there are some tags known as the list tags. I'm going to learn. Do it, and then go here and do a unordered list. There is two types of list. One is unordered list and one is ordered list. So unordered list, I'll go and do li, and then I'll do item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And similar to this unordered list, we have, so this is a different tag. It is not required to both of them to be used together. We have something known as a ordered list also. Ordered list, I'll save it. So unordered list is like this, dot 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 is coming. Ordered list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will come like that. Okay, so this is ordered, unordered list and ordered list. Okay, so that is there. Now we will come to the most important tag in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, whatever. And it is also group of tags. It is known as a form tag. Form tags are used to take the user input. Like if you go to Facebook and you log in for the first time, you have a name and a password and all those things are there. So those are taken by form. You go to log into Facebook, then you post something, so those are also taken by the form tag. So we are going to learn about the form tag now, but we have come a bit down. So I'm going to do one thing here. There is a tag known as a hr is known as horizontal rule. It creates a line. And there is a tag known as br is known as break row. Save it, a bit of space is there, and I will do it again. and I will have a form tag like this, and inside this we'll have a form tag. Form tag is something which is wrapped in a form, and inside this we are going to have everything. So first let us learn. Let us do a label, and I will explain what it is. Label name and input type is text, and id is equal to name, and mm, name equal to name, and the next thing which I am going to have is a age age age. This is not age, this will be 𝐿𝑢𝑚𝐵𝑟 number. So I will save it. So see, it will come like this. So name, this label, whatever I write in the label will be the text, and the input type text will create an input box. All of you might have seen this in Facebook and all. So if I go here, and you can write anything like when do I can write, and the age is a input type number. So what is the number difference? Number difference is that you can write the number, and you will have access to this thing, and you can do it like this. Okay, so that is there. And now what is, now then what is all these things like type? You have understood type is what, but what is this for, what is this id, what is this name? So see, this label and this input are connected, this label and this input are connected. So how we know they're connected? So we know they're connected because the for and the id should be same. For and the id should be same for them to be connected. For and the id should be same. Here also the for and id should be same. So that's how they become a couple. That's how they become a pair. What is this name? I will tell later on, because all of this data is required where? All of this data needed to be sent to the backend. Needed to be sent to the backend. So all of this data needed to be sent to the backend. So when the backend doesn't require all this data, see, when you go to Facebook and backend and all those things are taught by us a bit, because you have to become a front-end developer mainly, but backend also you need to know that much. We teach that much, and that is all done on in our channel. That is very advanced stuff. If you're just coming into IT, that is very advanced stuff for you right now. Okay, so it will take you 2 to 3 months. Okay, so that is there. So this label is there, and this name we are going to tell, as I've told, we are going to tell later on. But one more thing here is that I want these things to become in a different line. So now with HTML it is not that much easy to do. With CSS later on, Hari will tell you how to do a lot of styling and all those things. Hari is going to take CSS and JavaScript starting at 4 for the next 2 hours. Okay, so that is it. But if I want to have this name and age at a different line, so what I'm going to do? So I'm going to come here and have a div like this. So div is something which is a block level element, and I will going to put this inside it, and I'm going to have another div, and I'm going to have this inside it. So now what will happen? They will come in two different lines. Still they are very close to my liking, so I will add one br here, and now it is like nice. It is coming in different line, and it is like good. So now let us do four more things. So the next thing which I'm, so in an input box you can have a lot of things. Like in a form you can have a lot of things. Okay. So the next thing which I'm going to have a br, and a div I'm going to have, and here I'm going to have a label, and a label for message, and there is something known as a text area. So text area is there, and text area I don't want this big, you can give these things. So text area will be also having a message, and id will be message. See, there is one thing, text area have an ending, but input doesn't need an ending, it's a self ending. So text area will save. So text area is a big texting. This is a very important thing, because in Facebook, LinkedIn, you go, there are areas in which you can post. So this is that area, and you can write multiple lines things here. So the next thing which we are going to learn is a drop down. Drop down is again very popular, like used everywhere, like in Amazon. You go everywhere you go, a drop down is there to select something. Okay, so div I'll do, and label color, 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 and select, and name color, id color, and option value is red, red, green, green, blue, blue, and I'll save it. See, a drop down will be created in which you can select anything. So all of you might have seen this thing. I don't have to tell, in Amazon and all you might have seen this thing. So okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is a checkbox. Again, this is something which is there in Amazon.com. I was asking one of my students, have you seen this in Amazon.com? And they were telling, no, we have not seen this in Amazon.com. I'm not going to show, but all of you have seen a checkbox in Amazon.com. When you select a mobile, you will see the different brands for it, and you must select it accordingly. So I will here start with the h4, and I will do a what do you own. I will do like this, and then input type is check box, and name is equal to vehicle 1, and id equal to bike. And it takes another thing which is like a value. It is very important, value equal to bike. It will go to the backend actually, and then I will have a label for is bike, for is bike, and bike, and okay, you can have a label later on also, and then this will be vehicle 2, and this will be car, car, I will save it. So it will show a checkbox like this, in which I can select one thing also. I can select both of the things also. You will see it in Amazon. I want a Samsung phone also, and I want an Apple phone also. I can select both of those things. So this is about the checkboxes. So the next thing is the radio box. So radio box is again when you have logged into any site, it might have asked your gender. So that is generally taken by radio box, because you cannot have more than one gender. Okay, so div is there, and then h4 is gender. Yeah, and h4 is gender, because my mic is coming in between, so I will put it at top. You'll not see much better. Okay, so gender is there, and now input type is radio. Input type is radio, and name equal to gender, and id equal to gender, and value equal to male is there, and then label is for is okay, so label for is okay, id should be not be gender, id should be male. Okay, so for is also male, and value is also male, so I will have a male here, but the name should be same here. So that is the meaning, the name should be same, and then I will have a female, 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 and this will be a the Okay, so that is there. I will save it. See, now this is a gender, which is a radio box in which I can select like any one of them. So this is like this. So these are the all the main things are there. Now I have to submit this thing. So how do I submit it? So I submit it through a button. Okay, a button. So I will do come here and do a here and do a button. Okay, so button I will have a submit and I will save it. So button will create it. But inside the form, we create a special kind of a button in which we have to give a type equal to submit. Type equal to submit. Okay, so it should be inside type equal to submit. So why special kind of button? Because inside a form, this button, you can enter all the fields and then you can press the enter also, it will run. And forms always have this type submit button. Okay, so that is there. Now watch closely, like I will fill everything, like then this is food, and then this is like green, this is bike, car, mail. Then see this, I will submit it. Watch two things closely, watch this thing and watch here. So I'll submit it. See, something happened. So first thing is that something got submitted and then it got refreshed. Actually, this is the old way to send thing, but then also this is how this works. Like in PHP days, we used to send it like this when the backend used to be PHP. But this is how it is sent through this name. This name I was telling, it was sending to the backend. So I've actually cut it and then I will go and paste it here. And now I will show one more thing, like so I've saved it. So this name equal to Nabendu. So name equal to Nabendu is from where it is coming. So name this from name, this name here, this age here, this again. Okay, so this message. Okay, ID. Okay, name again. Message is also coming with the, maybe with the plus it is coming. Color is green is coming. So color green is coming from this name. And see, the value is coming, not this capital red. The value will go to the backend. So green. Then in the checkbox, vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 will be different, and then the gender is same. So vehicle checkboxes are treated as two different entities, but radio boxes are treated as one same entity. Okay, so that is it. So this is how this work. And one more thing is that whenever we have this is a special kind of a button. Okay, so we can have a like a button, like a button tag we can have, in which we can have a normal button also. So normal button, generally all this functionalities will be added in it through JavaScript. So normal button, I'll do a send. Why it is normal button? Because it is not inside the form, and the second is that it is not having type submit. Normal button, if I click it, nothing happens. But if I click this thing, you see that this refresh happens. Okay, refresh happen and it will also try to submit it. Okay, so that is there. This is what happens in a form. So now we have come to the last topic here in your HTML, which is a image tag. Images are as always very important. So we'll come here and do an image tag. So image I will take from this awesome site known as unsplash.com, because this is a copy free image, like no copyright is there. I don't want to take it from Google because we are a YouTube channel and we have to follow a lot of things. Okay, so maybe this photo is like this one I'm going to take, and I'm going to save image as like this, and I will going to call it like a laptop. I will write and save it, and it is shown like this here, show in finder. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a new folder which is images. Then what is this saved as? Why? It is some weird kind of format. Oh, I have to download it from here. I forgot to. Okay, so sorry. So Medium maybe I'll download, and now it will download correctly. Okay, so in Finder, you don't have to download. I forgot that laptop. I'll write laptop.jpg, and then I have to do a. I have to drag it and I have to put it in image. Anyways, you have to put it inside the image. So it has put inside the image. Now how I will show it? I'll go here and do a img and source have to be. So source will be our images dash laptop.image, because it's in the I have created a images folder. Okay, so then I will go here and I will write lap. I will save, and this is the most common way to show images. So if I go here, see this large image is being shown. So from HTML we cannot do a lot. So large image is being shown. I have to scroll it. So from HTML we can do one thing here, which is like a width is 300 and height is 200, maybe like this I can do. And see, now it is like showing like this a small image. So this is how it has been shown. Maybe it is very small. I'll do a 600 and a 300 like this, and now it is much more better, but it is stretched and all. So these are some of the problems which will comes with the HTML. So now it is okay. So but now what is this alt tag? Alt tag is something like maybe I'll copy this again and so that the second image also is been shown below this. And suppose I give something wrong, like I miss the spelling, there is nothing like that, then this alt tag will be shown. See, this a broken image is being shown, and I will write a second laptop. So this broken image is there and this has been shown like this. Okay, so why it is not taking? Okay, maybe. Okay, so second laptop, maybe it should be one word. So second laptop, it has been shown like this. Okay, and with this actually I've completed the HTML part, and now it will hurry who will take you all through your CSS and JavaScript. Okay, so that is there. So let me add hurry. And
Hey everyone, so I think my voice is audible for all, right? So if it is audible for you guys, just give a comment like it is audible so I can move further. Okay. So yeah. Just give a comment, guys, if my voice is audible. And I want to ask you another question. Like, is this your this who are our freshers here? Like, I don't know nothing about JavaScript, and I don't know nothing about web development. I'm right now starting. Is that who are our freshers here? Just give a comment. Like, I'm new to development. Okay, so like that. That if you already experienced with that, just give time. I already know about something like that. Just give an your comments in this chat box. Okay, so says telling about yourselves. Okay, so like if you are a fresher, hello everyone. I hope to see like after a long week back I'm here. So yeah, so I hope to see like everyone. Most of us are. Okay, so most of us are freshers here, so this is going to helpful for the freshers. Okay, so why I'm saying this, this is a workshop. Okay, so I see a lot of people counted in the groups, and they are saying like, is that 3 hours is enough for become a full stack developer? Absolutely not. Okay, so the answer is no. But this 3 hours is going to really helpful for you guys. If you are a really fresher, and the first step is always going to be hard, right? So this 3 hours of boot camp is focused on that, like how to get you to write code for the first few hours. Like, so that is what it is going to do. Okay, so class starting time. So it is started 1 hour before. So it is started at the 3 itself. Okay, so this is was the motto. Like, so if you are very new here, you need to write code and you need to understand like basically how those websites, how those internets is working and what is happening, right? So that is the reason that thank you guys. Thank you guys. So that is the reason this workshop is all about. And you have an idea. If you're a fresher, you just going to have an idea, and based on that idea, you can walk yourselves. And we this is going to be a kickstarted workshops, and we're going to have a long, continuous daily sessions also. Like we take 10 days JavaScript and 15 days CSS, 7 days, 7 projects in CSS. Like that, so much of section, everything is going to be in live only. Okay, so this is in our YouTube channel. You can find so much of links. Around 700 videos has been taken, and those 700 videos are only live. Okay, so those 700 videos are only now in live only. So it is not an recorded and pre-recorded one. So why it comes to live, it's going to be better because you can see the errors manual, like whenever you are in live, you can able to see the errors, right? So and also you can also see how we are debugging it. Instead, if it is a recorded video, the errors are debugged in the back end, you are not able to see that. And it causes some lack of motivations, right? So that is why everything is going to be in live only, and we are with live only also, so we're going to support you. Okay, so this 3 hours were really helpful for those people who's not experienced. It is going to really helpful, and those people who are it's little bit having experience in that. When it comes to JavaScript, so we are not going to spend so much of time in JavaScript, because we have separate sections for JavaScript for 10 days. So this JavaScript, yeah, so this in this JavaScript we will see how the JavaScript is working and all. So it will be really helpful for those JavaScript, if you want to know, but if you already experienced, it will be going to really helpful for you. Okay, so let us jump into the class and then we start to discuss. Okay, I hope my screen is visible for all. And I come to the screen, you can see multiple screen is flickering, right? So this is a restream video. That is what I'm using to stream this video. So I come to see your comments and all. Okay, so that is how I just going to see the how it is interactive or not like that. Okay, so make sure that don't think that it is an error or something like that. Okay, so we will start our session. Okay, fine. So first of all, let us create a folder, and I hope that you get it something about HTML, right? So you know, like if you don't even test the code, and it is going to be little bit hectic for you, but it will be easily understood when it comes to CSS. We will go through it. Okay. So what I did, I just creating a folder and I'm opening it with the Visual Studio Code. Okay. So this is the code editor. I think this will be explained it in the beginning of the class itself. So you can download it and you can use it. And one more thing, guys, you don't if you are right now only you are seeing how to code, then what I can say, just simply watch it. Okay, don't try to follow the code by typing it in your keyboard. Don't try to do this, because okay, okay. Okay, so try to do that, because why I'm saying means grab as much as possible. Okay, so just watch it and grab as much as possible. That is going to be really, really helpful for you. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to create an index.html file. Okay, so I just say index dot, and why we are creating index.html, we need a boilerplate, right? So I just creating a HTML file. So you can see .html is an extension to create a HTML file. We're just creating it, and you can use lot of when it comes to Visual Studio Code Editor. We can use lots of shortcuts. We can use lots of extensions with, and also we can able to use lots of debuggings. Like it will give some of the recommendation what it is of, like that we can able to understand it, and it will give some auto recommendations. That is why Visual Studio Code is most popular. And if you are a really beginner and even you are a master, if you want a code editor, then go for Visual Studio Code Editor. There are some more other things also available if you like to go with, but Visual Studio Code, it's more than enough. Okay, so there is an shortcut here, emmets, something called as emmets. Emmets is where it will create some of the shortcut for our HTML tags. And when you are using this apostrophe sign, right? So you are using this apostrophe sign, what it is going to do, it is going to create an boilerplate for you, like the basics template that you need to create for your HTML. It will be created. Once you've done that, just click the enter. It will create the boilerplate. Okay, so what is the boilerplate? Nothing but HTML tag is there, and head tag. I think you hear what is the head tag. It will tell all the information about the meta tags and the head information and all. And inside the body tag, whatever the information we are going to give, it is going to be add up to that, right? So what I'm going to do, I just use the open with live server, and if you don't have, you can download it in your extension, and that is also already said. So you can note it down like live server extension, something that, right? You can install it after installing the Visual Studio Code. Install it, and once you done that, you right click it. You can see this alt plus O. Then it will open the live server, and it will be very used to that. Okay, so I just open it. You can see something port has been here started, and you can see right now our page has been displayed here, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to check whether something is working or not. We see about the tags, right? So I'm just going to say h1. This is going to be the h1 tag. It is going to be the heading tag. I just say hello world. Okay, so the universal sign to starting a programming language, right? Some of the cultures, right? So here you can see we will get the hello world. So instantly it will be updated. So we can put it something like here, and we can move further. Okay, so what is going to be CSS? We know like what is going to be the HTML. The HTML is going to be the structure of a website. So if you are creating, if you want to create a website, you need some of the structures, like you need some of the elements in that website, right? So what I can say, let us go for some old versions of website. We can choose Wikipedia to go for it. And if I just go for the Wikipedia website, you can see there are some of the elements are there. Like you can see image is there, and this is a link tag, right? So anchor tag is created, and this is then H1 tag, and you can see the heading tag, hyperlink is there, and this is another image and the subdivision, right? So these are the things that has been discussed in the previous HTML class, like how can we create a list, how can we create an anchor tag, like that we have discussed that. And also we can use some of the things called browser. So the browser is going to be the biggest invention invented by the human. Okay, you can consider like that, because it is going to give an wholesome idea when it comes to development, right? So if I right click it, and you can see something called as inspect. If I click the inspect option, you can see the entire code of the website. For example, you can see all the code of the website. Like this is actually HTML, right? Paragraph tag is there, div tag is there, style tag is there, table tag is there. Like that, so much of things is there. So what is that? What is this actually? So this is actually the code for this website. Go for this Wikipedia website. And how can I know it is a code? You can go for, this is an element, right? So this is an image tag. I right click it, and if I click the inspect, you can see that so whatever the code that has created this element, we can able to see here. It is highlighted with some blue lines. You can see anchor a class wiki.logo, and you can see href. So this is how you need to add the link to an anchor tag, right? So href you add, that means if you click that, it will go for that link, and you can add it that. And you can see we have this image, right? So you can find those image, you can find those image you can also able to see those image where the images and all. And also you can notice that if I hover over this code, you can see over the code, you can see in the browser, it is hovering. What is the element that right now I'm focusing, right? It is hovering. So right now if I hover over it, it is showing the panel of it. And also you can see inside the anchor tag, it is showing the div and all, everything is there. And here you can see another navbar, and everything has been displayed. And here you can see the page href.main page is there. And here you can see something called as uh, styling part of it, right? So here you can see the style part of it, and this is going to be the CSS. So then what is actually HTML, what is going to be CSS? HTML is going to be the structure of a website. So it will tells what the element should come, and what all are the headings, tags, what are the basic structure that the website should have. And the CSS makes it neat, and it gives the layout, and it makes the design, it makes the user interface looks very good. Okay, so that is what it is going to do. Let us see how it does look. For example, if I'm creating a paragraph tag, and I'm using the lorem ipsum to do some of the things, so I just do some basic things. Okay? So I just say another paragraph tab, I just create another lorem ipsum. You can see this is how the website will be look when it is not when it is not used, when we don't apply the CSS. So what is going to be CSS? CSS makes the layout. Here you can see it is arranged in like this manner. It is on the top left, and it has some colors. And Wikipedia, it doesn't have, but you go for some other website, you can see lot of colors. It shows some of the user interaction, drop down menus, and so much of things, right? So those things are handled by the CSS. So what the CSS is going to do? CSS is called as can we edit this wiki here? Yes, of course you can edit it, but that is not a permanent one. So it is going to be a temporary one. For example, you can see this is a wiki, right? So if I click and inspect it, you can see the code that has been returned HTML, right? So it is a span tag, and inside that wiki has been returned. And here I just going to say the dev, like this. If I save it, you can see the wiki has been changed to the web dev, right? So we can able to edit it. Okay, so we can able to edit it, and we can able to do that. But once we refresh the page, then what's going to happen? It is going to produce the same code, because it is hosted in a website, right? So this is the browser tools. So like here you can see elements, right? So the browser is giving all the source file which are included the HTML page, image page. That's it. It has been given. So you can see this editing, like the some of the Instagram, they show their followers as 1 million, 10 million, 2000, like that they will show. Now how they are showing that, they just go and right click it, and you can see the number of subscriber, and it's there, and you can able to see. That is JS code. It is CSS. Once you completed CSS, you can able to see the JavaScript code. Okay. So you are asking in this browser, right? So JavaScript, you are not able to see, like those things which are available in the source file. It is you can able to see. Okay. So this is going to be HTML and CSS, and JavaScript. We are probably not change anything when it comes to source file. So you can see something called as mm, when it comes to the performance, like you can go for the source and you can able to see the check files. One, like once you posted the website, you can able to understand how it is working and all, and you can see what are the image that has been used and what are the project that has been used. And here you can see something called as jQuery, that is going to be JavaScript. Okay, so these are the backend code that has been introduced, and if you click that, you can able to see something like this only, because it is what it is going to happen. It is going to compress, it is going to break it down. These codes are going to break it down to a low level programming language that the browser should understand. Okay, so when it comes to JavaScript part, I will explain that clearly, so how it is working and all. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, okay, just a minute. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this is what going to happen. So let us see how we can able to code our file. Okay, so I just go here and I open with the live server. Okay, so something like this is that, this is pretty ugly, right? So I don't want that. How can I do this? So let's see how can we do this. So there are three ways of adding styles to it. First thing is going to be the inline CSS. So what is mean by inline CSS? We can write styling each and every, like in the tag itself, like you can see. So if I want to style the h1 tag, then what I can do, I can able to write in the tag itself. So in the attribute section, just space, and here you can style it. Okay, how we can style it? You just want to use an attribute called style, and what this is going to do, so whatever you are giving inside, so okay, so whatever you are giving inside, it is going to change the style of it. Okay, so there is something called a syntax. So what is meant by syntax? So it should be in a proper format. Okay, so it should follow the proper format to work. So then only the browser understand. Okay, so you are telling to change this color, you are telling to change the position, so likewise the browser will be understand. So that is what very important. So here what we going to do, we going to say text, and you can see Visual Studio Code gives me all the properties and all here. And also I highly recommend for CSS, there are so much of properties and so much of values is going to be there. Okay, so just if you are new here, just try to understand. Okay, so this will do this, like that, understand. Don't try to, okay, so there are so much of things, how can I remember that? You don't want to remember that. Mark my words, like once you started to build your project, you can able to, your memory will recall automatically. Or if you go through with some complex CSS and all, Google will help you. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, so let us see here, what is the syntax I need to give means, here we need to say the property first, and here don't care about the typo. So here it is going to be property, and this is going to be the value. So this is called as declaration. So declaration. So what it is going to do, property is telling that what I want to change. For example, here the text is aligned to the left side of an element, right? So here the text is aligned to the left side of the browser. I don't want that. So I have some properties that is going to be text align. So that property change the alignment of the text. So I'm just going to use that. For example, text align. Here you can see text align property is there. And the next, I need to tell the value. So what is the value is going to be? So we have so much of values like left, right, center, like that we have. So I just want to center it, right? So I'm going to use the center. So once I did and I save it, you can see we have centered that, right? That is centered, right? So we can able to see that. How? I just go here and click the inspect, and you can see the element tags is here. We go here, you can see element dot style, text dot align center is here. So what it is doing, it is applying, and here we can toggle it. If I remove it, it is go for the default styling. So the browser has some default styling. Okay, so here you can see this is the default styling. When it's, if I say an h1, then it has some of the default styling. So it added the properties and values here. You can say display block, font size. These are all the properties. There are so much of properties I say now. So these are the properties that are available. You can probably add it to it. Okay. 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 Sorry for that. Fine. Okay, I don't know. I think it is cut. Okay, fine with that. So I will explain it, right? Okay, no problem. No. I just explain it, so don't worry about that. Okay, so okay, so just think about there are three ways of to add the CSS. Okay, so for example, if I want to style this H1, then what it is going to be, what I want to do, like you can use the inline style. Okay, so there are three ways of doing that. If I want to style the H1, what I can do, I can add the style, I can add the so this is going to be the H1, right? So inside the tag, you can tell what is the style that you need to add. For example, you need there is an attribute is that is going to be the style attribute. If you click this, you can see it is use the equal to sign and it will use the quotation. And inside that, you need to tell the property and with the colon and you need to tell the value. So what is this property and value? So the property is telling what I need to change, whether it is going to be a background color or alignment or position or so much of things. So much of properties is there, whether what I want to do. Okay. And value is going to be how. If it is going to be color, which color? If it is going to be alignment, where, which side I want to add, right? So it is going to declare that. For example, here you can see in our H1 you can see hello world is there, right? So if I declare the property and I say text align, so there is a property that is available in CSS, you can use it. So if I click the text align, you can see it is going to be the property and we can able to give the value. So text align is going to be the property that is defaultly available in CSS. There are so much of properties available. You can remember by practice. Okay, so if you once you do some couple of project, you can able to understand, okay, so if I want to change that, then I need to use this property. Like that, by experience you will get that. Okay, so then it is going to be value. So value is going to be, so if I say text align, what this property is going to do, it is going to change the alignment of the text. So where I have included the H1. So here this is the H1. So right now it is in the left side of my browser. So I want to align. I want to align it in the center. How can I do it? You can just use the value center. And you can notice that Visual Studio Code gives auto recommendation. If I type text, you can see it will give all the properties that are available for text. It will give. If I type font, it will give all the fonts that are available for it will be give, right? So it will also work. And also you can hover it. If you mouse over and you just hover it, it will describe what that is going to do. For example, describe how the inline contents of the blocks are horizontally aligned. If the content do not complete, fill the line box, which means it will give the information about the property and also the value. If you hover over the value, it will describe that what it is going to be. Like that, it will give the recommendation too. You can if you have any doubt, you can refer here also. So these references coming from the MDN Microsoft does reference. So this is a website. If you click that, it will move on for another website, and in that website you can see that need documentation about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so much of things. Okay, so but documentations are, when you are beginner, the reading documentation is pretty tougher, right? So that is what. So once you save it, if we save that, you can see what happened. The text is now changed to center, right? So let's see how it is changed. If I go and click the inspect and go for the inspect element, and here you can see I right click it, we will directly in the HTML H1 tag, and you can see the style tag is added, text.align center is there, and we have the hello world is there. And you can notice that element dot style. So which element I click that element, and the style of that element is text alignment center. So this is going to be the CSS that we given, and this is going to be the default browser CSS that is defaultly available. For example, for if you are declaring H1, it should be in this size, and it should have this margin, and it should have this font size, right? So these are all the defaultly available. Okay, so these are the defaultly available. And here what it is going to be, it is going to be manually, right? It is going to be manually. So you can see the difference. So the default, the heading, if I use the H1 tag, it is in bold, right? It is in bold tag. But if I use the paragraph tag, it is not in bold tag, right? So these are the default element that is already available in the browser, but we are here, we can able to overwrite it. And also you can see if I toggle it, I can able to see the changes, right? So if I unclick it, it will give a strikeout, which means it is not used. If I click it, you can see the style has been used and it is has been included here. And you can see the blinking. If some styling is changed, you can see the blinking here. So it is called as comments, like the code is not working like that. And also here you can see font weight. So what it is going to do, it is going to bold the text. So by default, the h1 tag has the font weight bold, but I don't want that. How I can do it? We can override it. And here also we can, how we can able to write here, same like that. Here also we can able to edit. How can I say? We can use the same property font. Here you can see the browser give the recommendation, and what we need the weight. So if I give the font weight is equal to font weight, and like instead of font, we can use the font weight property. And here, sorry, we can use for 200. So now you can see it is go for, instead of bold, it is, you can see it is changed. And also you can able to decrease it, increase it here itself. Okay, you can able to increase it, decrease it here itself. If I say 100, you can see it is even more smaller. And if I say 1000, you can see how big it is. And likewise you can able to change it. Okay, so likewise you can able to change it. And here also it is not going to be a permanent change, it is going to be a temporary change. Once you are done with that, what you need to do, you need to copy it and you need to paste it. Okay, so right now if I refresh it, it is comes to the normal one, right? So it is comes to the normal one. So this is how you need to style it, and this is a one way of adding css to your html. So what is the another way? So why it is not recommended one? So why we have three ways instead of having one ways? Because each one has its what uniqueness, and also it has the problem. So once it's get updated, we can use it. Why we don't want to use that? Because we, when it comes to css, for a single element we write 10 line of codes, and we write 10 properties, 12 properties, like that we write so much of things, right? So just think about that. If I write everything in the html, it is not good and the code looks like messy. We are not able to find, if I want to find an error in like if I want to change something, it is so difficult to look into it. And also it is not a proper way to add it, and it also puts more load on the document file to load. Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of using internal like inline styling, we can remove it here. What we can do, we can use the internal styling. So what is the internal styling is going to do? We can write the code, we can write the css code, but not in the line of the code. Instead we can write it in a separate place. So where we can write it, we can write it in the head tag. How can we write it? Means there is a tag is available, style. So by using this tag, what we can do, we can able to write the css here. Okay, and if I write the css, we can able to manipulate, like we can able to change the properties and each and every elements and all. How can I do that? So for that, here there is a syntax is there. First you need to select. Okay, first you need to select it, and then you need to give the curly braces, and then you need to give the property. After that you need to give value of it. Okay, so this is going to be the syntax. Okay, so this is going to be the syntax. So how can I do that? How I can do it? First I need to select it, right? So how I can select it means there are several ways to selecting an tag, selecting an element. Like three ways is there to select an element. Right now we're going to select based on their tag. So just call the tag and select it. So for example here, what is the tag I need to select? It's going to be h1. So I just call it, remove. I want to style the h1. Just call it, simple as it is. And what is the property I need to give? If I refresh it, it comes normally here. So what is the property I want to give? The property I want to give is the font. I just want to change the color of it. So it's going to be the color. And here what I'm going to do, instead of color, we can give, it is going to be blue. Okay, that's it. So if we save it, you can see hello world, it is changed into blue color, right? Which means this is also working, right? And this is look something good when it comes to inline css, because we write the css in the tag itself. So right now what we did, we separated it and we will write it here. So and also we can code some other tag also. For example, we have the paragraph tag. So let's do some styling for the paragraph tag. First we need to select the paragraph tag. I use the paragraph tag. and I just use the curly braces, and here I just going to say the background color. So here if I say the background color, so what is the color is going to do? The color is going to change the color of the word. Okay, so what is the background color is going to do? It is going to change the background. What is that has in the background? It is going to change. So what I going to give? So I just going to give yellow color, yellow green color. So once I done this, if I save it, you can see an yellow green color has been given. But you can notice one thing, not only this tag, not only a single paragraph tag, it gives styling for all the paragraph tags that is available, right? You can notice that the styling is applied for 2 paragraph tags. The reason for that is we called it by tags, by their tag names. So which means whatever the tag that is available in this document, it is going to give the styling for it. Okay, if I say font weight, it is going to be bold. Okay, we know that what is font weight is going to be. So if I save it, if I done it, you can see everything is going to be bold. Not only this paragraph tag, this is also. So what if I want to style this only, like first paragraph only, what I can do? So that is something is we can specify the selector. That is something is called as classes here. So what is going to be class? What it is going to do? We can give the attribute called class. So it is like giving another name for that particular element. So if here what I can do, here we can give, this is going to be para 1, like that we can able to give. And by using this class, we can able to select, we can able to change an element. For example, how we want to use it for tag, we use directly P, right? So P, if I want to change the paragraph tag, so I just call it paragraph tag. Right now, I want to change an element based on their classes. So when it comes to classes, you need to use this dot operator. So if you use the dot, then the browser will understand, okay, so you are going to select a class. So for class, you need to give a prefix dot, okay? And you need to give I just call the para 1, and I just going to apply it. So once I save it and I refresh the page, then what it is going to do? It is going to give styling for the first one itself, like first para itself, not for this paragraph tag. Once I done it, I save it, you can see only the first paragraph is styled. It has the background color yellow green, not the second paragraph. So what is the reason for it? The reason for it is because I selected the class. So if you give the same class for this element, if I give the same classes for this element, then this is also going to have the styling, right? So this is all about class. So classes is like giving another alternative name for that particular element, and also we can able to use those classes in a different element. So we can, even though we can use the same classes not only in the paragraph tag, we can able to use the same classes in the h1 tag also. So if I do that, then what is going to do? It is going to apply the same styling for this one also. If I done it, you can see the styling has been applied for this element also. So whatever element you need to apply this styling, you can able to apply it by the class name. Okay. And another selector is also that is going to be ID. So what is the difference between class and ID? So class is also another name that we given for the tag, and ID is also another name that we given for a tag. But ID is more specific, which means ID is unique. So class, we can able to use the class in multiple tags, right? You can see this has the class as para 1, this has a class as para 1, this has a class as para 1. What if I want to uniquely give a name for this h1 tag? For example, I need to give a unique name that is going to be head. So for that cases, you can use the ID. So the ID in the entire document, it should be only once. Okay, so then it is going to be very unique, right? So if I use the ID, we can able to code by using ID also. So how can I do that? Just use the number sign. So if you use the number sign, this is going to understand, okay, so we are going to select an ID. So what is the ID name that we have given? It is going to be head. So I just giving the head, opening the curly braces. Here I just going to say background color. So right now you can see it is in yellow green. I just want to change this to aqua. So if I change that, you can see it is changed to aqua. So because it is more specific, and also you can see we give an unique identifier for this. Okay, so this is the 3 selectors that are available to select an element. One is by their tags, by their class, and by their ID. Tags are used to select entire tags that are available in the document, and if you want to style everything commonly, you can do this. And class is also, we can able to select multiple things, but the selection is based upon us, right? So it is going to be h1, we can able to mix it and we can able to do it. And id is going to be unique. It should be only once. So once you, like here, class has class name has been same in all the place, right? But id should not be like that. Okay, so id should be only one time. So if I use the head word for this id, you suppose not to use this id to the next word, because then there is no difference between class and id. So we are differentiating id because this is going to be a unique. I need to give a unique styling for it. Okay, so that is what the selection, and that is how the internal css will also work. Okay. Okay, fine, no comments. Okay, so if you have any doubts also, you can comment here. I will probably come and see every time. Okay, so this is going to be another way of like incorporating your css code in the html. But this is not well and good. The reason is, once a page is get reloaded, you can see it is in top part of the head. So it may cause us some time delay in reloading and website. So nowadays website should be like this. It should be speed. So speed is going to be make you money, right? So it is going to be make the business fast, and that is what we actually want, right? So this is not also a recommended way, because just think about, right now we just added two paragraph and one heading. So if I want to create a website like Amazon, Flipkart, or Airbnb, anything, YouTube, anything like that, then how many css, how long the css is going to be, how long the html is going to be, it is also not a great way, right? So then what I can do, you can create a separate file for css. How? You just click it here and you can name the file. Just name it as style dot, and for html we give it as dot html. For css you need to give dot css. That is the extension. So once you done it here, so here you can add all your code. For example, what I'm going to do, I just going to cut all the things here. Just cut it here, and I remove the style tag too in the head, and I go here and I just paste it here. Okay, and once I save it, you can see nothing changes, right? So this style is not applied to this document. The reason is, this file is separate and this file is separate. I need to link those things. How can I link it? So you can link the css to the html by using the link tag. So there is a tag is available, link. I just use the link. You can see the shortcut has been showing link colon css. If you type and enter it, you can see it will give some default, right? So what are the attributes that are available? REL. What is meant by that? Relationship. So it is telling what is the relationship that the link, what is the relationship between this documents that you are linking. So that is going to be a style sheet, which means I'm going to style it. So that is going to be the link. And you can see href. So what is going to be href? You see it in anchor tag itself. So whatever the link that I want to add, we will add it here, right? So here we will use the style.css. So what is the style.css is going to be? This is going to be the file. So you need to mention the name style.css. If you're not able to write, if your file is not able to find here, if you give dot slash, it will show all the file that is available in the current directory. So which folder that you are in, it is going to show all the folder, and you can able to select it. For example, style.css. Once you're done with that, now the css is successfully added to the html. If you save it here, now you can see whatever the styling that in this file, it is affecting index.html, right? So this is called as external css. This is the third way how we can able to, how we can use the css to manipulate the, like changing the everything in this document data we can able to do. Okay, so this is going to be the third way, and this is going to be the most recommended way to. The reason is, it is in separate file, right? It is going to be in a separate file, and we are adding a single link. So we are not giving a huge task in the head tag. So what we are giving, we are adding it as a link, and it is going to be a separate file. So which means if I face any errors, I can come to css without touching the html. I can come to css and I can work it. For example, the mistake I made here, it is an aqua color. Oh, it is not an aqua color. I need to change this to blue. So after doing this, okay, so I don't want to change that to blue. I just go for red. So after doing this, you can change that to red, right? So you can able to find it out easily when it comes to all other way of adding the css, like in inline and internal css. Okay, so you can avoid it. Okay, so basically you can go for this and you can able to do it. Okay, so this is the way of adding CSS. And what are the properties that are available? We have so much of properties, right? Let me see how we can able to create a website. For example, instead of here, we will remove this hello world. Here we can say welcome to the workshop, like this. We save it, you can see it is going to be changed. The welcome to workshop, it is here. And what we can do, we can see what are the properties that are available. We can able to see, for example, when it comes to text, what are the properties available. Like you can see, you can change the font family. For example, right now you can see some font family has been introduced. I change the color blue to something like this. You can see font family, that is some default font family has been given, and you can inspect it. You can able to see what are the font family has been given. If I want to change the font, you can use the font, and you can see all the properties that are available for the font, right? Most commonly we use this font size, font weight, font family, font style, font display. Yeah, most commonly we use this. And I want to change the family, which means I need to change the family, like change different font. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I use the cursive, right? You heard it in your school days, cursive writing, right? So I need to display a font in cursive. If I click it to cursive and I save it, you can see the font family has been changed. Welcome to the workshop. It is in the cursive font, right? And also you can able to see there are so much of font families available. You can see these are the font families that are available. You can select it and you can notice that there are some fallback font families also there. For example, this is one font, and this is one font, and this is one font. There are so much of fallback font also added. So what does that mean? For example, right now you are in a Google Chrome browser, right? So but your user is using Firefox, okay, Mozilla Firefox, or your or Brave or any other browsers. Okay, so some browsers, like not some browsers, some fonts are not available in those browsers. Okay, so some other browsers. Okay, so then what happened in that cases, it is fall back to the next font. For example, this font is not available right now. It is available for Google, but it is not available for available in the browser of Firefox. Then it is automatically fall back to this font. So these fonts are little bit more or less similar to, more or less these fonts are going to be similar only. Okay, so that is why we are adding fallback fonts. Okay, so once this is not working, it is fall back to next, it is fall back to next. Likewise, it will select most accurate what is the font that we want. Okay, if we save it, you can see it is changed into something little bit neat and clean. So it is going to change it, right? So the next thing is, it is comes to font, right? So and we can able to do so much of things in font. For example, we can use the font size, and here instead of saying larger and medium and all, we can tell it in units. For example, we have so much of units in mathematics, right? We have centimeter, liters, kilometers, like that. For also here also, when it comes to browser, we have so much of units like pixels, rem, like that. So much of unit is there, and most commonly we use the rem and pixel. So it depends upon the process, depends upon where we want to use. But if you are from beginner, you can go with pixels. So what is mean by pixel? For example, I say 1 px. Okay, if I say 1 px and I save it, for 1 pixel it need to show. You can see it, we are not able to see that, right? So and you can notice that in the browser it shows some minute line, right? So that is going to be 1 pixel, that is going to be 1 pixel. So we can increase that, for example 10 pixel. If I increase that, you can able to see it is getting increased, right? So right now if I want to increase that to 32 pixel, so it will increase the font size. If you want to decrease the font size, increase the font size, and you can able to increase it. And for alignment, for example, you want to align left or right, like that, we have the text align property. You can use it, and if I use the center, what it is going to do, it is going to align the thing in the center. And if you view it in full browser, you can also able to see it. It is the background color red, and you can see everything is the font style has been changed, and we align that it in the center. Likewise, we can able to change the CSS of it. Okay, so and also what we can do, the next thing what I want to do, for example, I need to we have so much of properties. I'm not able to tell all the properties. That is completely not possible. If you go for documentation also, there are so much of properties is there. So how I can able to know? By practicing small project you can able to do. For example, I want to add an image to my site. How can I do that? So you know that there is an Unsplash website is that they will provide some of the copyright free images. I go for those website. I just go for those website. Here what I going to do? I just going to select. I just going to download this one. Okay. So here, if I go for the download, I want the small size. I just clicking the small size, and I want to save it in the download, and I just going to save it. Okay. So once it is done, so right now it will comes to my downloads. If we go for here, you can see the picture is in the downloads. So what I going to do? I just going to add the image here. So I just going to create a folder. I just going to say image. So inside that we can able to put that image. How we can put? We can able to just copy this image or cut this image, and you can put inside this. You can, okay, like you can drag and drop it. Sorry for that. You can drag and drop it. I just want this one inside my file. Okay, so right now the image has been added. So the next what I'm going to do, I don't want this, and yeah, that's fine, right? So the image has been added. So now what we can do, we rename this. I just going to rename this to img1, image1, like this. So what I'm going to do, I just go for index, and what I'm going to do here, I just going to add the image tag. It is going to add the image, and here we can add that by image src, and this is going to be the image, and here we can tell what is the source that I want to add. So I already said how you can track the file. You can use the dot slash. If I use the dot slash, it will show all the files and folders that are available in the current directory. So I need to go for inside the image, and inside that I need to use the image one, right? So we go for our website, and this is going to be our website, and you can see the image has been added successfully, but it is too big, right? So we can change that. And here what is going to be the alt tag? So if the image is broken, for example, instead of this I will made a mistake like this. So and you can able to see a broken image. So you can able to see some broken image, like if you don't have a good speed of internet, you see some broken image, right? So in that time the alt tag will be shown. For example, here in the alt tag I will show like what I can show, image, like flower image, like that. You can able to see it, and you can see the broken tag, and it will show what is the image itself. So alt tag. And also it will be really helpful when it comes to SEO. The image is added like that, they will be used. And if you everything is perfect, this alt tag will not show. Okay, and let's see how we can style this image tag. So first I need to select it, right? So I just go for the CSS. First I just going to see the image tag. Okay, first we view it in a bigger screen. You can see how big it is. It is little bit half of the size, right? So what we going to do, first we selecting the image tag, and here we have so much of properties we can able to use it. Okay, first we can use the height. So what it is going to do, it is going to decide what the height it's want to be. So I just going to say height, it's going to be 300 pixel, like that. I just want to tell it is going to be 300 pixel. And the next thing what it is going to be, width. So I just going to say width is going to be, we can go with again 300 pixel, like this. We can tell 300 pixel. Once I save it, you can see it is minimized. It will go here, and you can see it is here, right? So it is will be added, right? So it will be image has been sized, and we have something called as margin, padding, and so much of things here, and that will be really helpful to align it. For example, here I just give margin, and you can see margin top, left, right, and what you can see left and right is there, right? So for example, if you want to arrange this one at the center, what you can do, so right now it is in the left side, it is in the 0, and if I use the margin, then it's going to give a margin for this tag. For example, right now it is in 0 left, right? If you click and inspect it, you can see the code. something here it has been striked out, and the default style something called as this one, right? So this one is called as box modeling. So what is meant by box modeling? There are some of couple of properties out there that will really helpful to align it in the proper alignment. Okay, so the margin is giving a margin to it, and you can see this is going to be the content. So we give the pixel as 300 into 300. This is going to be the content, and padding is the distance between the border and the content. So first we will create a border for this image. How we can create a border for this image means there is a property called as border. Okay, so I just going to say border width. So what is the width of the border? It is going to be 2 pixel. Okay, so which means the width is going to be 2 pixel. And the next what I just going to do, I just going to create what the color should the border should look like. So I just going to say border color. So what is the border color I want means I want a border that is a little bit of cyan. Okay, so that's it. This is the border I want. If I go and done it, you can see nothing here right now. Okay, okay, so okay, so the next what we can say, we can give the padding we can give to 2 pixel like this. And right now you don't see nothing. The reason is we need to give, if it is border, we need to give 3 mandatory things. One is border width, color, and we need to say border style. So what is that border style will do? The border style will tell which style you need to add. So right now dashed or dotted or doubled. Dashed means like it will use the line like that, and here I just want a solid, like like just a scale. That's what I wanted. Okay, and here you can see a cyan color. You can notice that a cyan color border with a solid, right? And if I change the solid to, you can see so much of thing dashed. You can see it will use some dashed colors, right? You can see some of the dashed color. If I change this to group, it will use some 3D framed one, right? So it will give something like this. And likewise there are so much of properties there. And hidden, it will be showing nothing. And if you go for dotted, it will give in a dotted way like this. It will go. Right now I will go for dashed one. I think it will be looked a little bit nice. Okay, so I just go for dash, and you can see that, right? And also padding, you can see padding is 2 pixel, and when it comes to here, you can see this is going to be the content, which means the image. And you can see border we given for that image is 2 pixel, right? So in the top right we say border 2 pixel, then it is going to give the border in all the direction, top, right, left, bottom, right? It is going to give, you can see top 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel. And also in padding what we have given, padding also 2 pixels. So padding is the distance between the border and the content. So here we are giving the distance, right? You can see some of the mini distances there. That is going to be the padding. Okay, so how, for example, we can increase it. If I increase the padding, you can see the distance is increasing. You can see the distance is increased, right? So right now it is in 20 pixel. You can see here also the 20 pixel has been applied. If I increase it for border, you can see the border will also get increased like this, right? It is getting increased, right? So likewise you can able to what, you can increase and decrease it. Okay, so right now this is fine, 6 pixel, 4 pixel, right? This is fine, and I will just cut it down here, and we will come to none. This is what we want, so I just going to write it here. It is going to be 4 pixel, and this is going to be 6 pixel. Right now you understand what is width, what is the border, and what is the padding. So padding is the distance between border and the content, and we can able to give the distance. And what is going to be margin? So here instead of solid, I just going to say dashed. So if I make this, you can see it is in the dash. What is going to be margin? So margin in that box model, you can able to see the margin also. So margin is the outer space. So once the border is done, the space that is available outer of this image, that is going to be the margin. And also we can able to control each and individual side. For example, I want to add top and bottom 10 pixel and left and right 20 pixel padding. How can I do that? You can also add separately padding top like this, and here it is going to be 10 pixels. So for and if I simply do this, you can see For top only, you can see the 10 pixel. You can see all others 3 spaces are gone, and here we are seeing only the top, right? So, and also you can able to give the same thing for all the direction, or otherwise you can use the short form. If I use the padding, then this is for all the 4 sides. If I write it down, you can see that that is going to be all the 4 sides. Or you can use two units, 10 pixel, 20 pixel. Then what it is going to be, the first is going to be for top and bottom, second is going to be for left and right. If I save it, you can see top and bottom 10 pixel, and left and right is going to be 20 pixel. You can see top and bottom 10 pixel, left and right is going to be applied as 20 pixel. So likewise, there are shorthand properties is that you can able to use it. Okay, so let us see margin. What is margin of? So margin, here I just say simply margin, instead margin left. I'm focusing on one side, which means this side. So this side right now it is nothing. So here I just say 50%, right? I simply say like this and I save it. You can see it has come to little bit half of it. When I say, like, you can see some of the calculation has been done and it has been done. Right now we don't want to go for the person, so I just going to say 500 pixel. If I save it, you can see if I say the 500 pixel, it is almost centered, right? It is almost centered the image, right? So what is the margin is of? The margin is going to be the it occupy the space in that area. For example, right now it is 500 pixel in the left, right? So no, nothing has been stored here. Nothing is, we are not able to store here. Okay, so this, it will give an empty space here. If I hover over it, you can see the entire space. You can see all the orange color space. That is the margin it is covers of. Okay, so what happening now it is going to be centered. So the margin is the box model. Right now you can able to see the centering of an image, right? So this is how you need to do it. And also the same thing, if you want to give it for this paragraph tag, what you can do, you can use the box model. And that box model is a thing that you can able to style your element, right? It is you can able to style your elements on top. Okay, so yeah, fine with that. Okay, so then what another thing, another concept that you need to learn it here is, there are so much of things. Is the CSS is not yet completed. We have, this is just a beginning. We have flex boxes, grid boxes. What it will do, it will automate it has so much of power. We can align, it will use to layout our website. We can able to do it. How can I do it? Let us show an example. For example, I'm going to show you an example in flex boxes. It is going to really helpful. For example, I just going to just creating an image file that is going to have around 7 image file. I upload it. You can see these are the 7 image files that are right now available. If I want to align it in a neat, if I want to align it in a like an what I can say, like the slider, you can see in the Amazon there is a quad box is added, right? So how can I do that? Means we can able to do it by manual box model. We can able to do it. How we can able to do it? We have so much of things to change. What is that? First, we don't want to use this margin left. The reason is, if I use the margin left, is it is occupy the space. It doesn't leave anything. Okay, it is going to occupy main space. It is not going to do that. So I just going to remove this one, or otherwise I can say margin left is going to be around 10 pixel. Okay, so it will be arranged like this. Okay, and now you can see everything has been arranged, right? Everything has been arranged and it is showing it in a neat model. And you can see 9 is okay, and I need to give a space here and I need to give a space here. What I can do, we can increase the margin right property, right? We can use the margin, we can go with margin right. What it is going to do, it is give the space after the border. I just going to say 10 pixel. If I do that, you can see the space is getting increased, right? So the space is getting increased. What we can do, we just right click and inspect it, go for the console, go for the inspect element. And what you can do, you can increase those elements according to your wish. For example, I just want to increase this one, increase the left size. Okay, fine. And this is what I need. So left is 78 pixel. So what I can do, I can go here and I just change this to 78 pixel like this. So once I save it, you can see a neat alignment is came, but I need to give a bottom margin also, right? I need to give a bottom margin also, and that should also arrange it. So what we can do, we can use the bottom margin. We can use the margin bottom as we can give 20 pixel. So what it is going to do, it is going to give a margin as a 20 pixels, and we can add, what we can do, we can add another two tags. Just copy and paste it, that's it. Another two tags, and you can see this is going to be the layout. This is going to be the layout that you can see it in your browser, like Amazon, Flipkart, whatever you are displaying it, right? So this is going to the layout, this is going to the product 1, and this is going to the product 2, and this is going to the product 3. What if we can create a product? Why not? We can able to create it. For example, this is going to be my cart. How can I do it? So in HTML we have div. So what is the div is going to be? The div is used to group an element. So what is the div is going to use? It is used to group an element. For example, you can see this is an element. So inside that I need to give a paragraph tag, and I want to give an button, something like that. I need to group this. How can I do it? So simply you can give a div. It has no meanings. It is just a division. Okay. So it has no meanings. It is just a division. And here what I can say, here I just say, and class, we can say name this as cart. Okay. So we can name this as cart. What I'm going to do, I just going to copy this image tag, and I just placed it here. And next I just going to add an h2 tag, and in the h2 tag what I going to do, I just going to tell it as flower gift 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 me, like this. Okay. And the next what I'm going to do, if I done this, you can see flower gift me is it is added, right? Flower gift me is added. And next what I'm going to do, I just do add and paragraph tag, and this is going to be like I can simply say some words, right? So I just simply say lorem, and here I just remove some words, lorem, like this. And here what I'm going to do, I just going to add a button, and here I just say by now, like this. If I do this, you can see so much of things is here, right? So right, what we're going to do, we're going to create those Amazon cart. Simply nothing great, we're going to create it. How we can do it? We can style the cart. What we can do means, I just copy this one, go for this, and I just going to comment all the styling that has been defaultly given. If I comment this, you can see everything has been done. All the images going to be look like this. So what I'm going to do, I just go for my here, and I also going to comment this one. So if you use comment, what is meant by comment means, comment, if I use the control slash, it is going to comment it off. It is not going to display in our browser. So those things are ignored in our browser. So right now you can see a big image is there, and we have a gift me is there, and we have one paragraph lorem itself, and a buy now button is there, and here that's it. Right now we're going to create an what, a card box. How can we create it? So what are the box model thing we have seen, we can able to create it, because that is in the shape of box, we can able to do it. How can I do it? I just copy the cart, and that is going to be an image. So I just going to sorry, it is going to be a class. So I just say cart. Okay. So I just going to style the div. So how I can able to style the div? Simply you can tell what is the height and width. Okay, I just say height, width, border color, border style, padding, and margin left, margin right, everything. I just copy it and I just paste it, and I just show it here, and it will be something displayed here, because we do right now you can see something here. This is going to be the div, and these images are not yet styled. So how can I style those images? Okay, so we remove this margin and all. So I just remove this one. Okay. So instead of this, I just use the border. It is a shorthand property. First is going to be the width, and second I just say solid, and this is going to be black. Okay. So like this. So if I save it, you can see a black color is there, and inside that I need to fix the image. How can I fix those images? So we have the box model property. We can able to do it. How can I do that? You can use the cart. Okay, I simply say go for the cart, select the cart. Okay, now I need to just give a space. So if you give the space, it is go and look inside the div. So that's why I grouped it, right? So if I use the div, that is going to group it. So I just going to look into the image, and I'm going to style it. So if I use image, so inside the cart, look into the image, and whatever styling that I'm going to give now, it is going to apply here. So what I just going to do, I just going to say this is 500 pixel, and height, I just want to tell the image height as 250 pixel, and it is going to have the width, is going to be what we can say like 80%. Okay, percent is nothing but among them how can you can see this is going to be the 100%. Among them how I can look into. Okay, so that is what. So the next thing what I need to do, I need to center it. So you can use the margin left. There are several other ways, but you can right now you can use the margin properties. So I just say margin, and here in the top I just want to give 3 pixel, and in the left and right I just going to say 20 pixel. I done it. You can see it is little bit center, so you can right click and inspect it, go for here, and you can change the, you can little bit change whatever the size you need, you can change it, and you can get this is perfect 36. Okay, so 30 36. Okay, so we can change it like this, and we can go for 30, and here it is we can able to go for 6. Like this we can able to see, and we can able to change it, right? So you can see this is going to be the card that we're going to have, and this is going to be the h1. So right now I need to select the h1. How can I select it? So same thing, inside the cart I need to select the h1. Inside the cart, give a space, it will go inside, and I want to select the h1 tag. So here I just going to say it is going to be text align. I just going to say center. Okay, so I'm just I just going to say text decoration. There is a property text decoration is there. It will give decoration for the text. I will say underline. Okay, something like underline, and we can say color of the text. It's going to be little bit grayish color. I just give the gray color. Okay, something like this. If I save it, okay, I think what is the tag we have given? It is h2, not h1. So that is important. So I just going to still h2, because it is go and look into h1 tag. Okay, if I do it, you can see gray centered, and it is get aligned. And what I'm going to do next thing, what I want to style, I want to style the paragraph tag. So for paragraph tag, the same thing we need to do, call the div and go for paragraph, and you can style it. And I just add and little bit more for paragraph to look neat, like this. And I just what we can go for here, and we can just simply, instead of code.h1, we can go for paragraph, and here we can say the same thing, text align, it is going to be center, and here I just say color is going to be black. That is good. So okay, I just going to give the black color. That's it. I don't want anything. You can see it is center. And right now we have the button. How we can style the button? We can, if I want to style the button inside a card, we can simply say the card, and here we can go for the button. And here what we can say, we can give the width and height of the button. So I just going to say height, it is going to be 10 pixel, and I just going to say width, it is going to be 80% of the total card that we have. So I just going to say it is going to have the 80% of the width. Once I done it, you can see something like this. So I just click and inspect. Now what we can go here, and we can increase the size, and we can change, we can do the styling here. We can increase the size like this. Okay, and what we can do, we can have the margin property, and what I'm going to do in those margin property, and here I just going to say margin is going to be we can say margin left, it is going to be, here we go here. Okay, it is going to be margin left. I just go for 20 pixel, something like that. If I go here, and okay, so I will change this to somehow, how we change 40. Yeah, this is, and you can see it is margin left 20 pixel. It has been aligned, and now you can see we will created a card, but it is little bit bigger in the height and all. So what we can do, we can decrease the height. we can say instead of this 500, we can go for 400. If we do this, it will just compress, and you can see some overflow is there. So we can decrease the height of the image to 200 pixel to look little bit neater. That's why. Okay. So I just going to say 200 pixel we have created, and we can use the margin bottom also to look little bit neater. And in the image tag, we go for the image tag. In the top, we're going to give 3 pixel. Okay. And now you can see the card has been created. If you want to create more card like this, and also what you can do, you can change the color of the button. It will be look nice. So what I'm going to do, I just going to change the color of the button. So I just going to change the color of the button. It's going to be like something like this, and you can see it is going to be the color. I just want to change the background color. So I just say background color. After using this, if I save it, you can see the background color is changed, and now we have created the code. So now next what we can do, if you want the same code like this, so just copy this, paste it, paste it, paste it. So done. You can get more code like this. So but we need to align it, right? So but we need to align it. So for that we need to use some styling. By default the code is it is in block level, so it will not allow anything here. Okay, so what I just going to do, I just going to say display, it is going to be inline. So I will save it. Okay, not um, so if I use this display property, so there is a display property is there, and by default it has something block level, inline level. What is that means? What it is going to do, if I say inline, it is take the width of that particular element what it want. If I say block level, it takes the entire width. Right now, don't confuse with that. You can do it. Okay, so you can just think about that. By using CSS, I can able to do it and grab as much as possible. That is fine. Okay, and what I want right now, you can see it is not aligned properly. So how can I do this? Go here, just go here, margin. What is the thing that we need to do? Left is going to be 20 pixel. If I save it and I do it, so if I not bottom, I just want the left property 20 pixel. If I save it, you can see it takes some changes, right? So every margin left takes the 20 pixel, and we have created it. And how you can change the title to what is the title? Welcome to the workshop. Instead of this, mm, monkey flowers. So I created something called as monk monkey flowers, and you can buy it now. You click it and you can buy it, and we can able to give some animations like basics animation and all. We can able to active that, and among them there is most common one is called as hover. So those are not animation; those are called as like the pseudo classes we can give to this. What is mean is pseudo classes mean like for example, if someone's the mouse enter into it, we need to do something like that. We can able to do it. How can I do that? Means first you need to tell which element. So but that is going to be the button element, right? So I just going to say inside the cart, if the button element is there, inside the cart I need to copy this, and you can use this colon to use the pseudo classes. Okay, so pseudo classes access the state of it, which is stated right now. So they are forward, they are clicked like that. We can able to see that among them one is called properly, one is famous thing is called as hover. So what it will do, it once the mouse entered into it, so what action should happen, it will do that. Okay, so here before that I just say font size is going to be 10 pixel, and it will be look little bit look neater. I just increase it. It will be very small. I just going to do this to 20 pixel. I think 22 is fine. Yeah, 20. We go for sorry, 18 is good. We can use this. And what I just going to do, if someone mouse over it, what you need to do? So you can see if I mouse over it, the cursor is in clickable, right? So I need to change that to something called as hand sign. So how can I do this? You have something called as mm, like okay, before I will do that, I am just do this. We will change the background color. I just say background color. It's going to be if someone's mouse entered into it, the background color need to change. So I just going to say orange, orange. So this is what we need to do. So if I enter to it, you can see the background color is changing. You can see we can able to change the background color, and also you can able to do this if you click. If this animation is, you can see so much of place. You can able to see this, and there is something called as cursor pointer. So if I make the cursor to pointer, if I mouse over, you can see it is changed to something clickable like hand sign. It is showing hand sign, right? So it is mouse and it is hand sign, so it is something called as clickable. We can add it, and what you can do, you can add a plus sign, minus sign. By adding icons, you can able to do it. Okay, so that is what you need to do. Okay, so this is all about a little bit introduction about CSS. But you can see we have done so much of things, right? We have done so much of things by using the what so like using normal box model. There is something called as Flexbox and Gridbox is available, and by using the Flexbox and Gridbox, you can make the page responsive. What is meant by responsive? When I use the same website in the mobile, it should show it in a neat alignment, and also if I use it in tablet, it need to show in a neat alignment, because the screen size is differing. Right now I'm screening for laptop, then it is good, but responsive websites are, if you want to be a front-end developer, you need to know how to build a responsive website. So for that, we can use so much of things. So among the media queries there, it will be help to, like, if it is in this size, my website need to look like that. I can able to tell that by using the media query. We can able to do that. And one more thing is, by using Flexbox and Gridbox, we can make that very easily. Okay, so we are not going to cover that one. Like, you will get to notify the friend if you continue. You see the YouTube channel, you can get the workshops and more like that. Like, we will conduct 15 days of CSS project, 15 days, like 10 days of beginner friendly CSS work. Okay, so right now just understand this is how the website should work. Okay, so this is how the website should need to do. Okay, fine. So the next thing what we going to do, we're just going to see about JavaScript. Okay, so we just jump into JavaScript because we don't have time, and we can able to do it. Hover, border radius, yes, you can do so much of things. If you learn so much of things, you can able to give it. If you someone hovers it, you can give the outline, border radius, box shadow, whatever you need to give, you can give, no problem with that. Okay, so you can do this. Okay, so let us jump into JavaScript. What is JavaScript is going to be? JavaScript is also is going to be used. Thank you. Wow, what about JavaScript? We're going to see that cursor. Yeah, I made the spelling mistake, right? Why not that? Okay, so let us see what is going to be JavaScript. So I just going to so so right now you can understand what is HTML and what is CSS. The HTML is going to be the structure, right? Right now, just imagine if I remove the CSS link, if I remove the CSS, I just comment off here, and this is our website. How cool it's it, right? No one has come to our website, right? So if I add the CSS, if we add the layout, if we add this what the change should done, everything, then this is our website is look. So it is okay, right? Not that bad, but little bit okay. Okay. But this is also not very good. Okay, so if you want to be a developer, you need to know much more. So for practicing, you can use it. Okay, this is what you need to do. Fine. So the next thing what we're going to do, we're going to see about JavaScript. So for that, let we go for some real world example, and then we can come. So what I'm going to do, I just go for triple. Okay, so this is a website for UI UX designer. So who is UI UX designer? For example, right now we created this website, right? So before we creating the website, we have some image format, like, okay, so we have some fig files, or we have some images. So they are graphic designers, UI designer. What they will do, they will design the website. Okay, so they will design how the website should look like and all. So they will by using the like image editor or like so much of graphic designing tools are available, right? Adobe XD, Figma, and so much of things is there. They will use the tool and they will create how the website should look like, and this is how the website should look like. They will create it in an image file, and those image files shared to us. Okay, so there's those images shared to the front end developer. What the front end developer as we will do, we will recreate it. So according to that image only, we will recreate this website. Okay, so UI UX is for this here. It is like a social media platform for those UI UX design. They will post all their design work here. You can see they will show lots of mobile work, right? So mobile designing, they will post it like a social media platform. They can post it here and they can use it. And what the front end developer will do, so if you want to recreate something, what you can do, just select it. Okay, you can see the design, try to recreate the design in the browser. So this is just an image, right? So we need to code by using HTML and CSS, and we need to recreate it, right? So let us see what's this HTML. Just think about that. By using HTML and CSS, we can able to create a website, but those websites are static. What is meant by static? So static means it is just we can able to see it and scroll it, that's it. We are not able to make any interactive, right? If we are not able to make any interactive, when I say interactive, there are two things. Is one is going to be something that is not related to data, and another thing is going to be what is going to be like related to data, some business logic. For example, if I click the buy now, it is need to go for the payment page. So that is business logic, right? So you can see if you are something, if you do some works in the backend, then the pages get reload. What is mean by that means, like for example, you search it in Google. If I go for Google, if I am searching it like TWD like this, you can see the pages get reloaded. So what is mean by this? What is mean by this means, so the request I am searching for TWD, that is taken by the server, and it is go for the database, Google database, and it will search for the entire database, scan the entire database, and it will look for the result, similar result that are available for that particular keyword that what we have given. If the result is get matched, then the response is sent to again to us, and it will be displayed here. So simply right now you can understand, if this process taking the result, go for database is nothing but a storage unit where all the data has been stored, and if it is go and search for it, if it is there, and it will resend it. If it is not there, for example, I am giving something like this. If I do it, okay, there is some result is matching. If I do it, you can see your search of this did not match any document, which means this request has been taken. It is go for taken by the server, and the database has been scanned, and it is look for that any data that is related to like this, it is there or not. But that there is nothing is there. So it is telling that nothing in my database related to this data. So it is saying that no results found, right? So that this is how it works. So this is going to be the backend process when you do the searching work. Give request, post request. I think in the HTML you see something called as post. They have been working with this query string, right? So right now don't go for that. Just think about that. Here, what are the backend process? If I click the sign up form, you can see the pages get reloading, which means something is that associated with something happening here. Some backend process is working. That is why the pages get reloading, because that is a time consuming process. That is why the server is get activated, the server makes the page gets reload, and it will move on to the next page. You can see why it is doing that, because right now it makes the authentication. That is why it is showing. And you can see something, we have the sign up page, right? So that is backend. Okay, we have sign up. If I click that, that is going to be backend. And you can notice that we can able to, you can see some background animation is showing here, and you can see some of the h1 is there, right? So this is a h1 tag, right? Heading mobile. If I click inspect, you can see it is a h1 tag, trending mobile design for iOS and Android, and right. So if I click the print, you can see some blinking is happening here, and you can see that word is changed. Instead of mobile iOS, it showed print design for books, magazine, and poster. It is changed. If I type the typography, click the typography, you can see trending typography letters, and this do some blinking has happened, right? If I click the web design, you can see some blinking has happened, right? And also you can see the page is not get reloaded. So the page is not get reloaded. You can see that, which means something that is not associated with backend. So it is not associated with some data transfer and all. But there is something is there that is doing this. So what is that? That is going to be JavaScript. So when you make the JavaScript, when you have JavaScript in your website, then the JavaScript makes your website interactive and more dynamic. For example, if you just remember that if you don't have JavaScript, whatever the interaction the user gives, it will reload the page. And instead of telling reload the page, it will go for the server. So which means the websites are too old. The website that used in 99 before 1995 when the JavaScript was being introduced, those websites are look like that, right? Whatever button we are clicking in that website, the pages get reloaded. So just think about that. You are going for Instagram, right? You are going for Instagram, you are doing some likes and you are doing some other things. The pages get reloaded. And right now we are using the scroll, right? We are using the scroll, the data is fetching automatically, right? So the reason is speed, right? So we need the speed, right? Just think about, I need to know what is the price. I don't want to buy it, I want to know the price. If I click that, it should show the price. And just think about, if I click that, the pages get reloaded and then it move on to another page and there it's showing the price. And after that I'm thinking like whether I want to buy or not. So there are so much of things is there, right, to consider. So to make this interactivity possible in the browser, right, JavaScript has been introduced. So JavaScript has introduced by the person named Brendan Eich. So he introduced the JavaScript. The concept behind that is a language that a scripting language that should speak with the browser, and it should change that. Okay, so it should change whatever things that are available. So in simple terms, it will manipulate the HTML and CSS. The neat example is here. You can see if I click this button, this h1 is getting changed. And also meanwhile you can notice the background animation that is also changing. If I click the discover, you can see the background animation is changed, and also this one is also changed. If I click the web design, the background animation is changed, and also this h1 is also changed. And also you can see if I click this filter, you can see it is giving some drop down and it is showing so much of things here. If I click again, and it will hide it, right? And if I click this popular, you can see these all are interactivity. And you can see this is exactly what we have created, the box model, right? By using the box model we have created. So the same, they will created it. But if someone clicks this, you need to show something like this, and you can able to see an additional page, and you can see an into mark. If you click this is get disappeared. How I can do it? You can do this, you can do all this interactivity by using JavaScript. Okay, so that is what JavaScript is all meant for. You can use the JavaScript to do all the things. Okay, fine with that. This is what JavaScript is going to be too. So simple terms, JavaScript in front end, it is used to manipulate the HTML and CSS. So simply it speak with the browser, hey, some interaction has happened. If someone clicks the button, so the click interaction has happened for that button, you need to change the h1, which means h1 of an element, which means the HTML. We are manipulating HTML. You need to change the h1. And also what you need to do, you need to change the background color of the body. You need to change it. And the dark mode, you see, you go for so much of website, you see the theme appearance, dark mode, light mode. You click the button, the entire screen is changed to dark. You click the button again, the entire screen is changed to light. How it is working? JavaScript, everything JavaScript. Okay, so that is why JavaScript is called as 95. It is used in 95% in all of the website, and it is called as an language for web page, web designs, and everything. Okay, so let's see how it is working and all. For example, what we can add a button here. Okay, we can add a button here. I'm just going to remove this one. Just going to remove this one. Okay, and here I just going to give a div, and here I just give an h1. Okay, so and I just give the class as box, and here we can mention the h1 as date, something like this. Okay, if we done this, you can see here it is trending here. And what I'm going to do, I think some h1 style has been defaultly given. Okay, so for that I just going to give the class for this one also. Okay, we can select it by box also. What I'm going to do, I just going to style the box. Okay, so we're going to have dot box. Okay, we're going to have dot box, and I just going to give the height. It is going to be 300 pixel, and the width is going to be 80% like this, and the background color is going to be orange. Fine, this is going to be the background color, and here I just going to say margin. We do this. Okay, don't care about the margin auto, we don't see that. Okay, it is something related to, if it is block level, we use the margin auto, it will automatically center it. Okay, so horizontally, that is what it do. Okay, so and I just going to change the color of the h1. So I just going to say dot box. Okay, so I just going to say dot box, and here what we can do, here we can go for the h1. Okay, so here I just made this display. I use some of the other thing that we don't discuss it now. Just right now, because we're going to not going to see the CSS. We're just going to see the what JavaScript. Okay, so don't care about that. Okay, so I just going to say it's going to be center, and line item it is going to be center. Just mentioning the color, it's going to be black, something like this. h1 is not selected, I think it is h2. h1 dot box, it is going to be box. Okay, if I do this and give an margin in pixel auto, done. Right, so just think about that. We have a orange colored box, and in the center we have the trending. Okay, so we have an h1 trending, and we have something like this, same like this. We have this h1, and what we have what we have this h1, and we have the background. Consider this background, like some background images there, right? So that is there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just going to add an button here. So here we can add the button as click, something like this. If we do go here, and you can see click is here. So here I just going to mention this as flex direction column. You can see click button is there. Okay, so we can add this to bottom also for a little bit neat looking. Okay, and if you want to give the styling, you can give the styling. Of course, I don't want to change you. Just think about that. We have this buttons, and we have this h1, and we have this background. So that is the inspiration. Just think about that is the inspiration. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this h1, and I have the background orange. So instead of that GIF file or the videos that they are playing, I have the background color. And here I just going to have a button, click button. Okay, so that's it. So by using JavaScript, what we can able to do means we can able to we can able to manipulate HTML and CSS. For example, if someone clicks the button, I need to change the HTML, like the inner text of an element, and I need to change the background color of it. That is the function that we're going to see. Okay, so for that you need to know about JavaScript. If you don't know JavaScript anything, then that should absolutely fine. And I think I take JavaScript classes 10 days for beginner to advanced. For all the asynchronous concept also I will take it. Okay, right now I will explain each and every code. Don't try to understand the code. Okay, don't try to understand, I'm speaking, don't try to understand the code. Just try to watch it. So just try to grab as much as possible. Okay, so if I do this will done. That is what, okay, we need to do. So the second browser tool is the second browser tool you can see, first is we discuss about the element. It will show all our what? It will show all our information, like all over the HTML and CSS here. And the second one is called as browsers, right? You can see the browsers tool console. So what is the console tool is of? The console tool is made for debugging. Okay, so we can able to use the console tool for dynamic. For example, if I say 2+1, it will add that for me and it will give the answer to it. And if we done some errors, and it will be displayed here, warnings will be displayed here, and it will be used to debug our code. So what is going to be debugging? So if you are facing, like if you are writing some code, but you need to know whether it is working or not, right? So if I'm writing one function, I need to check whether the function is working or not. If the function is not working, then I need to rewrite the function, or I need to look into what is the error is going to be, right? So that is how we need to do, right? That how its animations are working, how to will you in 5 minutes. Okay, so sir, can you explain the website that how the animations are working? Of course, but not this website. Like you're not able to expect here, because for animation you need to know about keyframes, like very simple. Okay, so nothing if you know Photoshop, what simply means, for example, just see, this is a phone, it is in blue color, and I say at 50% I need to change it to red color. It is automatically do for it. Okay, so it is going to be very simple. Like several property we have used, right? So likewise, we can use the some animations, and also we can able to use it. You can expect in our YouTube channel in CSS, it will be there is a separate trainer will be there, and he will take the CSS projects, front end mentor challenge also here is there. You can use that. Okay, so but here it is going to be Kickstarter. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so yeah, fine. So this is going to be here, and we're going to have this one. So what I'm talking about, yeah, so that is what the console will do, right? So the console we can able to display the errors and all, it will be do that. Okay, so basically what is debugging? So debugging is nothing but we need to know whether the code is written correctly or not. For example, I writing code, if I click this, it need to change, I need to check whether it is working or not, right? For that we can use the console to work with. So first let me see how to add JavaScript to the file. So that is like how we have the internal inline, and we have so much of things. We have the internal CSS and the external internal JavaScript and external JavaScript, but the recommended way is to add the JavaScript at the separate file. So what we can do, we will create a file, not in the image, we will create a file here. I will create app.js. JS is the extension for JavaScript. You can create it. So once you're done with that, you need to link it with the index.html. So how you can link it with? So in the bottom, you can see in the bottom of the body, you can link the JavaScript file. So why not in the head? You can link it, but it will cause us some problem when you have a heavy loaded JavaScript file, and if the user faces, because once the HTML and CSS is done, then only I need to manipulate it, right? So it is always recommended to add the JavaScript file at the bottom of the page. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add the script, and you can see script :src. If you click this, you can give the shortcut for that, how to add that. And here you need to mention which file and which JavaScript file you need to add. Give // it will give the recommendation. I need to add the app.js. Okay, so now our script file is successfully, whatever the JavaScript file that is added, it is successfully added to this. It is successfully added to this index.html. How can I check it? So that is debugging. For example, I have a problem. I need to know whether this index.html, whether this app.js file is added to that index.html. So then what we can do, we can use the console.log method. There is a method is available that is called console.log. What the method will do, that method, whatever we are giving inside that console.log, it will be displayed here. Okay, so if it is linked with this HTML browser, it is going to display here. So what I'm going to do, I use the method here. Okay, don't try to what is console, no, don't try to do that. Okay, so because it will be confusing. Okay, so right now just understand there is something called as console.log. How you understand in CSS, background color, it is a background color, text alignment for text alignment, like that. Console log is a method, it is helped to do whatever you are giving inside. For example, here I say hello. hello. Whatever you are giving inside this console log, it is going to display in this place. You can see hello is added, right? If you make any errors, for example, I just say here, so this is a syntax error, right? Because I need to give a proper syntax. So if you make any error, you will see the red color warning, and don't care about uh, this warning, like this is on yellow color, that it is going to be a warning. Don't care about that. You just see the red color indicator, it is an error, this is warning. Okay, so this warning is came from some extension that has been added. I added in my browser, that is why it is showing. Don't care about that. And those warnings are for developers, not for the clients. And the errors are something that we need to seriously look into it. So what is mean by errors? Errors is nothing but browser is speaking to us, browser telling to us that, hey, I'm not able to understand your code, can you check that code you written in this line? So that is why it is giving us hint to check whether this line is good, or whether the line is written in proper way or not. Here you can see app.js, that is the file, and you can see one, which means number one line there is an error. And you can see what is the error also, unexpected, this is the message. Okay, so this is going to be the name title, this is going to be the message of it, unexpected identifier k, which means some unexpected has been written. So if I remove it and I save it and I go for it, you can see the error is gone, and you can see hello is displayed. Okay, so this is how everything works. So right now, whatever you are giving inside, you need to know two things. One is error. If you do some syntax, which means you need to write code in proper syntax. If you don't write it, because how this css have, it has some proper syntax. We need to give the selector, we need to give the curly braces, we need to give the property value semicolon. That is the syntax. Same like javascript has some syntax, you need to follow that. If you don't follow that, it will throw error, and we need to check it. Okay, and console log is to use to debug whether I want to check my code is written or not, I can able to use it. Okay, what we going to do, we just going to run this function. If someone clicks this, I need to change this trending. How can I do that? So for that, you need to know something called as DOM. So what is meant by DOM means DOM is an API. So what is meant by an API? API is a pre-built code. Okay, so you see there are so much of libraries, frameworks, APIs available. Okay, so what is meant by that means some code is already built, and we can take the code and we can use it for our purpose. Okay, so that is going to be API. So for example, Google Map, you can see Zomato uses Google Map, and Swiggy uses Google Map. But Zomato don't have satellites, they are not have they don't send any satellites, Swiggy don't send satellites, and even in our website we can use the map, right? So how we are using that, we have so much of libraries, pre-built code is already available, right? You can see what is the difference between Zomato and Swiggy when they are using the Google Maps. One is red color, another one is orange color. The T set, the captain who are picking your food orders, or Rapido, they are also Google Map. So where they get the code, where they get the everything, like the details, data, everything, where they get from Google, because Google has their satellite and they developed the Google Map, and they selling the API. This is the one idea, that you create an API, you can sell it to the persons want. For example, Google has Google Map API, they can sell it to the persons who want to use the API. So that's how they will sell. Zomato uses the Google API, because just think about, we need to send a satellite and we need to do all the code from scratch. How difficult is going to be? So something is already built. I can take the code and I can make some little bit changes to that. For example, that changes. T-shirt going to be red, T-shirt going to be yellow. That changes. That's it, right? And that is what we are going to do, right? So when it comes to Uber, the car has to come in the Google Drive, like the Google, not Drive, Google Map. And when it comes to Rapido, the bike has to come, like the captain, right? So he has to come. So exactly same API, and everyone is using Google only, like the Google Map API only. So API is something pre-builtly available. We can create API, you can create API, and everyone can create API. You will discuss, you will learn something new there. Same like this, DOM is also going to be an API. So what it is, that means it is going to helpful. What it will do, it will take the entire document HTML and it will separate it like a tree like structure. Okay, it will pass it towards tree like structure. that is called as abstract syntax t, which means AST. It will pause it like that. What it will do means, like it is the top, and in the top we have head and body. Inside the head we have the title, inside the body we have the h1, we have the div, and inside the h1 we have the monkey flowers, and inside the div we have the gift me. Like that we have, it will separate it. Okay, by using the DOM, what we can able to do means we can able to access the element. Okay, so right now I'm again saying, don't try to understand the code, try to grab as much as you possible. Okay, just look into it and just think about, oh, this is how it is working. Okay, so how can we do it means, first we need, first for accessing the DOM you need to use the document. If you use the document, that is going to be the DOM. It is an object, so it has several methods and property. Okay, like console, it has the log, right? So same like that. Let us see first how we need to work. For example, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is going to be manipulating HTML and CSS. So if I want to change, if I want to manipulate it, first I need to grab it, right? So that is what exactly CSS is also doing. If I want to give style for that element, I need to grab it first. So for that we use the selector first, right? We use the selector to select an element. Same like that, here we use the DOM to access an element, to grab an element, and to change an element. So right now we're going to write a code for how to access an element. So here I just going to write a code to access an element. For example, what is the element that I need to access? I need to access this div, and I need to access this h1. Right now we go with the h1. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I just going to give an id. Okay, you can access the element by some other way also, but now I just going to show with id. Okay, so I just going to say id is going to be 1. Okay, so I just go here. So how we can access the element by id means, we can use get element by id. What this get element by id method will do, this will grab the element, what the id that we are giving inside, it will grab it from the document. For example, right now what is the id name that we have given? 1. It will grab it, grab the element. So once it is grabbed, I need to store it somewhere. So I just say const const head is equal to document.get element by id 1. So what this is doing, this is grabbing an element from the h1 in the name of 1 id. So it is grabbing an element in the name of id. The id is going to be 1, and it is stored. This is nothing but a variable. Okay, so if you know little bit knowledge programming language, you will go through what is variable and all. But if you don't know, fine, again saying, don't try to understand, try to grab as much as possible. So variable is nothing but a container. It is used to store something. Okay, right now I'm grabbing something, I need to store that value inside this head. So I need to check whether the element is grabbed successfully or not. How can I do that? Again, use the console.log, just call the head, because inside the head only the value is there, right? So I'm just going to call the head inside it. If I do it, you can see in the console, we can able to see the h1 element, which means it is successfully grabbed. It is successfully grabbed. Then our code is work perfectly. We have grabbed the element and we have stored it in the JavaScript, right? So we will comment off this. The next thing what we need to do, if someone clicks this, it need to change. So how can I do this? So for that, you need to go for the button. Here you need to give them event listeners. So what is meant by event listeners means the event that is going to happen. For example, there are so much of event: click, double click, change, mouse over, key press, and then like drag, drop. So much of event is there, right? So right now, what the event we want? Click event. So for that, in this button we have some attributes. You can use on. If you use the on means the prefix, you can see all the attributes, all the what events that are available to select. You can see on click, this is the event that we need. What this attribute takes mean, it takes a function. Okay, a function is nothing but it is a block of code. It will run when someone calls it. Okay, so here what I going to do, I just going to leave this as empty. Here I just going to, in the app.js, I just going to create a function. So for creating a function, we need to use some syntax. Here I just say change. And what is this means? The function is a keyword. I'm telling to that I'm creating a function. I'm creating a function to the browser. So the function is creating, and inside that, this is going to be the name of the function. And here I just say console.log hello, right? You can see it is created, and we know that if I write anything in the console.log, it is going to display. If I save it and run it, you can see nothing is there. The reason is the function, whatever we are giving inside the function, it will be run only when someone calls it. When someone calls it. So for the code should run means what I need to do, I need to call it. So how I can call it? Call the name of the function. So change is going to be the name of the function, and you need to give the parenthesis to evoke the function. This is evoking a function or calling a function. If you call it, then what it is going to do? This code is get executed, and we will get the hello. Okay, so this is exactly thing we need. So what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cut this. Instead of putting here, I'm just going to put inside this on click event. Why? Because when someone clicks this, then only I need to activate that. So if someone clicks this, the function is get called and this code will execute. Let's see. If I click this button, you can see the hello is called and it will be executed. If I again click, you can see 2 times. Again click, 3, 4, like that. If you click it, it will be changed, right? So instead of displaying it in a console, what I need to do, I need to change the trending to what I can say viral. I need to change the trending to viral. So how can I do that? So how can I do that means, right now we access the element and we grab and we have this head, right? So use the CSS. What we have done, first you need to select an element. So the selected element is here. I just selected the head, and then what you need to give, you need to use the curly braces and you need to give the property and what the value. Here also there are several properties. For example, if you want to change the inner text, color, attribute, so there are several properties is there. Right now what the property I need means, I need to change the text of it, right? For that we're going to have a property. So I use the dot, that is going to be inner HTML or inner text, anything I use inner HTML. So what this property will do means, it will change the letter inside. It will change the letter inside that particular element. Here for example, I just give equal to and I just say viral, like this. So now what it is going to happen, you can see here we added the event. If someone clicks this, this function is going to execute it, and this function, what inside we have written, head, grab the element here, already grabbed and it is stored inside a container. Grab that element and you need to change the inner text of an element. If I click this, you can see trending is changed to viral. Trending viral, it is get changed, right? So this is exactly what we have seen here. Here you can see web landing design, landing page animation. If I click this, you can see product design, e-commerce app and games, but with certain delay, right? With certain delay, we can able to make the delay also, that we need to discuss with animations and all, we can discuss later. Okay, so okay, I think this is the website, right? Yeah. So you can see if we click this, you can see it is get changed to viral. So the next thing, so this is how the property work. Like just you need to first you need to grab the element and you need to tell what you are going to change. And I'm going to change the inner HTML. So I grab that element and I change it. Okay. So likewise, the next thing is how we can change the background color. Right now, if I click the element, it is changed to viral. So same like that, if I click the element, the background color orange is also need to change. How can I do that? So how can we do that? First, we need to grab that element. Let's see how we can grab the element. So for that, what we can do, we can give an ID here. I just going to give an ID. This is going to be box. This is going to be box. Okay. So I just say this is going to be body box, like this. Okay, so this is going to be body box, and here first we grab the element. I just say const body. We can give any name here. I just simply mention as box. So I just created a container, and what I need to store means I need to store the document. I just want to grab the element first. So I just say grab the element, get the element by ID, and here I just going to say what is the ID that we have given for that. It is going to be body box. So I just going to copy this, go for CSS, and here I just mentioned the body box. So once it is done, we grab the element. If you want to check, if you want to further check, you can go for box and you can paste it here. Come here, look here, inspect it, console it. You can see the element. You can see the entire div is copied, and you can see whatever the inside the div is also copied. So we grabbed that element successfully. So right now what we need to do, we need to change the background color. So which means manipulating CSS. So it is manipulating HTML. Right now we're going to manipulate CSS. So how we can do that? So we have some other property. So instead of hit, what I'm going to do, I just going to say box dot. I don't want to change the inner HTML because the div has no inner HTML inside it, right? So it has styling. So for manipulate CSS, you need to use the style. Okay, you need to use the style and give dot, and here you need to tell which style, which property you need to change. So what is the property I need to change? Background color. You can see, and also the case I'm using in CSS. If you go for CSS, I use the kebab case, like I use the dash sign between two words. But when it comes to JavaScript, we need to use the camel case. Okay, so here you can see background is there, and we have the color. We need to use it. Okay, so what I say, box, grab that element, and I need to change the style. So I'm using the style, and which style I need to change? The property. It is going to be the background color. And what is the color I need to change? Here we go here. What I'm going to do? Just go here. We can go for green. Okay. So first it should be in orange here. Okay. We can go for green. So what I'm going to do? Go for here. I just going to say green. Simply like this. Okay. Done. If I go here, if we click this, boom, viral, this is h1 is get changed, and also you can see the background color is also get changed. If we refresh it, again click it, you can see the viral background color, it is get changed, right? We can able to do that. We can able to do simply like this. And for example, if someone clicks the buy now button, it is changed to added to cart, like that. So how can I do that? First you need to grab that, first you need to grab this button. So I just going to say id is equal to btn, go for app.js, const btn. First you need to grab it, document dot get element by id, and I'm using btn. Okay, so first we grab it. So then what I'm going to do, btn, if someone clicks that button, so here what we need to do, here we need to give the event listener. So it is going to be on click, and here it is going to be on click. If it is click here, I say btn change, that is going to be the function name I'm going to give it. So we don't have this function, we create this function. So I just creating a function here, and here I just say btn change. And what the function need to do, if someone clicks the button, if someone clicks the btn dot inner html is changed to add to cart, like this. Okay, if we do this, if I click this, no, I think what we have done, I think elements by id. Okay, so it is going to be change. Okay, so you need to check the spelling also. Okay, change. Okay, so btn dot inner html, that's it. You can see add to cart, like this. You can see the changes, right? So it will be done only once. If you click this, okay. Okay, so it is added for last one. Okay, so actually we given it for the last one itself, right? So this is the last tag only we have given. So this is available for the last one. So the same thing you need to, what you need to do, you just copy the button and you can paste it wherever, whatever the place that it is coming, you can paste it. So instead of this button, I just going to paste it here, and instead of this button, we can paste it here, and instead of this button, we can paste it here, like this. That's it. If I click this, You can here there is another problem. So what is going to happen? We use the ID, right? So the if we use the ID, then it's going to be work for only once. So that is the problem. I say ID is going to be unique. Okay. So right now don't consider that. So you can see if we click this, it need to change. So that's what you need to do. Okay. So you can use ID. If you use ID, you don't if you are not able to use the repetition, right? So and you can see if I click this, it is going to change first, and that's it. It is going to do that for. So instead of that, what we can do, we can change this to class, and instead of in app.css, by using ID, we have elements by class name. That is another property, how to grab a class name and all, and we can able to choose that, and we can able to change it. Okay, so this is actually a pretty overview and a pretty neat thing that I think it will be given since for you how you can do this. And this is the interaction, like with mini interaction and all. So this is going to be a getting started. I'm again telling this is going to be a getting started, and I think. This is going to be a very getting started session for you guys, and don't think like how can we debug the errors. So you can debug the errors by using console.log method used for debug. Okay, so this is going to be getting started. So if you want to more things like that, like CSS project, JavaScript project, React, Angular, whatever, back end, front end, projects, ideas, and all, we have so much of things is here. Right now, I'm facing power off. Okay, so that is why my screen is not that much visible. Okay, so that's it. I will hand over the session to Nabi to whisper, sir. Thanks.
Hello all. So thanks Hari for taking such a nice session. Thanks to him. And he's our regular TWD teacher. He teaches JavaScript very well. He There is another teacher, but he was not present today. And he is our CSS teacher. He teaches that very well. And I have taken the responsibility for React. Earlier, when I started, I used to teach everything. Okay, so now they are like these awesome teachers. They will teach you, and you know how passionately this Hari teaches. And besides this, I just wanted to tell quickly that we just not only on YouTube, we conduct our classes on, like, we have our batches also running every month. We are trying to start a batch because of the high demand. We are starting a batch. Okay, so that is there. And recently means sometimes we start batches with some other companies also. Okay, so we 2 months back we started a batch with a company known as Adurico Technology. It's a very big company, and it's also in the tech domain and all. So they are what happened with that, in that batch there were two of our students, and they were both placed in this great company. And rest of them are also placed. We have like around 80% placement ratio right now. Okay, so means for the past 1 year we have like more than taken 7-8 batches. Okay, so our personal batches, this is not my corporate batches, and these are the personal batches which I'm talking about. And we are going to start our next batch from your what is the date? Next batch we are going to start from 21st of November. So just I'm telling whoever is interested, this is the details of it. It will start on 21st November, and it will be from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST, live on Zoom, not on YouTube, of course, live on Zoom, private batches. And it will be like 1 hour, and more than 2 months of will be there. It will be more than 2 months, and it is like it comes with a sort of like placement guarantee, a mentorship, everything is there. Okay, so YouTube is there, YouTube is good, but as we're growing so fast, we don't have like, we cannot mentor everyone there. We try to give whatever we are able to do in YouTube, we try to do that, but we are not able to mentor everyone. Okay, so that is there, and this is something which we work with the students also. And this is the online batch we are going to start from 21st September. Okay, so batch starting from 21st November. So, and this is the detail. It's 10K plus GST. So, if you want to do, it's a 2 month batch, but we will be after you till you get a job. So, that is the job, internship, anything. We'll be after you till you get a job. So, it is not like that after 2 months we're going to leave you, or no. Well, most of our students get the job within when they are doing the course itself. They get the job at that time only. And after that also, if you don't get a job, we are there for the internship, we are there for everything, we're there for helping you. Okay, so this is about the course which you're going to start soon, because right now also one batch is going on. So we're trying to start every month, and again I will teach. Mosam, there is another CSS teacher, Mosam will teach, and Hari will teach, of course. Okay, so with this, I will end today's stream. Hope you all have given the attendance, and please fill the attendance, and attendance is mandatory. And in the attendance, you might have seen that it is mandatory to subscribe to channel, because we are given such a nice session. You also see such a nice session we are given. Please do subscribe, and please do tell your friends also. This happens every Saturday. In fact, once in a month we have some a big session also, like 12-hour sessions. Previous month we were not able to do, but generally every month we have. So next Saturday we're going to have a 12-hour live session on YouTube. Please do attend it. It will be awesome. It is an awesome experience. Okay, so with this I will end today's stream. Thank you all.